actually change anything. And that worked. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, it is a chilly day this morning, guys. We had the very cool NASA launch this morning. Very exciting, very fun. And then we also have we had the Bazaar update yesterday. Another very fun and exciting update. Launch was yesterday afternoon, peeps. Oh, really? I thought it was this morning. Because yesterday when I checked, it was like, well, here's how it works. So for those of you who don't know, how it works is like they have a window where conditions are like, where it's like the most viable for the launch. And the window was from, I think, yesterday morning to this morning. Like the window would have been all the way through to this morning as well. And then basically, like if all boxes are checked, they just go, now's our window. We got to go. Also get yourself a fucking t-shirt. There's a terrible truth out there in the trees. I'm designed this myself. Go buy one. They're awesome. Very comfortable. Florida at 6:30 p.m. That's not yesterday afternoon. That explains why I missed it. Okay. I went and I checked this morning and I saw that it was like it tells you how far away it is from Earth and blah, blah, blah. You can't buy it anymore. It's April. Oh, shit. Sorry. Well, you missed out. Try again next year. Okay, let's see. Just moving that, make it a little bit easier on myself. Sorry. My closet is full of SpaceX and Firefly shirts for my husband working at both places. Oh, that's super exciting. There's a Canadian astronaut on board too. Yeah, it's all exciting stuff, guys. Very fun. Very, very, very exciting. Yeah, I checked this morning and right now on the YouTube channel, there's just like, it shows how far away it is from Earth, et cetera, et cetera. So that's also very exciting. And I'll keep checking in with it every once in a while. Anyway, what else was I going to say? The Bazaar update, which happened yesterday, which I was like very excited about, but also like it's April Fool's. So I thought maybe it was a joke, but it wasn't. And it's very fun. I played a potion run this morning with Mac, got all the way we got 9 wins. It was very fun, very exciting. Also, YouTube is now working, so perfect. Let me just go ahead and pop out the chat. Also, I'm so sorry, guys. I do this thing where I forget what day it is when we do something like miss a day. Like I thought yesterday was Monday because we weren't doing, or not yesterday. I thought Tuesday was Monday because we didn't do table story. So I was like, I'll see you guys tomorrow, forgetting that it's my show day. And so I couldn't stream yesterday. So I apologize for that. I will often be like, see you guys tomorrow. And then go, oh my God, dude, I don't stream on Wednesdays. Like I just fucking forget or something. It's crazy. Let's see here. Rolo, thank you so much for 68 months. Oh my God. 70 months. Why did it say 68? Thank you so much. Hyper hardcore. Oh my God. Might. Thank you so much for 73. And Doc, thank you so much for your 35 streak. The streaks are fun. I like that they show us that. That's very cool. That's a neat addition. Okay. So yesterday's dumb episode was very fun. Very fun, very weird, but very fun. And then I do want to really quickly just make sure that the episode is good to go live on YouTube. So we're going to do that real quick. We're just going to sit here and double check before we dive into the game here. I love this music. All right. It's a working day, guys. It's a working day. Oh, nice. Okay, it is ready to go, but it is not ready to go. Cool. So we're just going to do that real quick. Shouldn't take but a moment. Let's see. Okay. Episode 19.5 is what I'm calling yesterday, which may mess some people up. Because that means that the next episode will be episode 20, but I think that makes sense. Okay, so we want it to go live like now, actually. We don't want to schedule it. Just publish it now. Done. Perfect. Perfect. Because it usually goes live at noon, right? Okay, done and done. Not made for kids. Now the real question is, am I gonna get dinged for the song? Looks like we're good. I went to a work conference last week and they had a table of free stickers. I had to grab the "What doesn't kill you mutates and tries again." Yeah, that's fantastic. The dumb podcast stopped again. It didn't stop. It didn't stop. I just have to actually manually make the episodes. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I'm doing the best I can. I will get to it as soon as I can get to it. Oh, wait. You might actually be right in that we uploaded a bunch. Remember, we did them. And then we scheduled them to go live. So let's just double check. Episode 13 is unpublished for whatever reason, but I don't have anything after that at the moment. So I'll just go ahead and publish this now. Episode 13. Thought you had cut up. Only 4 out of 8 were released. What? No. There's 13 episodes up right now. I just put the 13th one live, but 12 was up. I fucking hope so. Episode 12 was up before just now me putting 13 live. But we're on episode 19, so I'm very behind on this. Very, very, very behind. And I apologize profusely, you guys. I don't know why it said that was an explicit episode. It wasn't. So, okay. None of these are. Or what do you mean 4-8 were released, Rollo? Could you clarify? Just so I understand actually the issue that's happening here, maybe? Can I pet that cat? I have no idea where he is, so at the moment, no. But I appreciate the thought. And I assure you, I will give many, many a pets when I'm done. Leaves. Well, in that case, you were 8 episodes behind when you did the big podcast redo. Only 4 were published after that stream. Yeah, because we made 5 now. Yeah, we edited all 5 of those. Only 4. Only 5. It only took us like 4 hours. That's fine. No big deal. Yeah, so we've got, we're on episode 19 now. I'm probably not going to publish the episode 19.5 as a podcast because it was very visual, I think. Right? It was a lot of weird, I didn't even come in as a GM to explain the scene to anyone. They weren't explaining poker, so I'll probably just leave that. And it'll be a fun, like, little reference. So yeah. Okay. I will just add it to my list of things to do. What's not published? No, I think I won't do the episode we did yesterday. I probably won't make that a podcast version. Endless list. I know, Andy. It's crazy. It is crazy. Okay. You ain't alone. Yeah, that made me just like want to quit. That made me want to go back to bed, dude. I'm like, like, okay. Oh, I have so much to do and I'm just like, fucking hell. All right, let's play a game. Let's play a game for a couple of hours. Let's play a game. We're only level 4? I feel like we've done so much. Who are these people? What are these silhouettes here? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I can't remember exactly where we left off either. Load file. Yes. Okay. Interesting. That's a great way to put that. Average score is 10. Anything above 15 is considered exceptional. Anything above 20 is the domain of demigods. I think people forget that. When you roll a 15 and they're just like, yeah, okay, and they give you like generic info, I'm like, bro, that's, come on. That's an exceptional roll. It's like people save the exceptional for just the 20. And it's like, no, man, 10 through 14 is like good. 15 onward is like, whoa, you're great. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. Has this always been here? Yes. It's the like church area. I'm so sorry. You're good, Frollo. It's just like, being pulled in a million directions. I'm doing the best that I can. And just having too much work to do. Okay, let's see. Was this always here? Oh, I was like, why is that Crusader's mantle? Goblin wall art. Hey, our little guy's back. Okay, a green face is splattered across the facade. Staring wildly towards a flaming sky. Okay, I don't care about any of this. Leave the art alone. Talk to the cat. We must talk to the cat. A black cat. I will speak with animals. On the ledge overlooking the garden, you spot a black cat. Calm as can be, it doesn't even care that you stomp next to it. Greetings, who might you be? The cat lifts its head up, its dark eyes squint at you for a second, sniffs in the air, and then ignores you once again. Wisdom comes from knowing when to act and when to not. Don't inflict wounds, please. If you wish to hold a proper conversation, yeah, you need to speak with animals. I have it. Can we... Everything is words. I wanted to pet the cat. As you do, the subtle movements of the cat appear as not so subtle anymore. Then it snaps, and your mind appears to translate it all in a form you understand. Hello, cat. You hear a loud scoff coming out of the tiny creature. Been a long time since one of you brutes learned to speak. Do not call me cat. That is an idiotic way to greet someone. I'm Sir Triben of the Stones in Stones in the Waters. You shall address me as such. Of course, Sir Triben. The cat speaks in the jaded, regal tone. It's adorable. The goblin looks at the cat and then back to you. Neat. You go ahead and interrogate this cat. I'll be here when you're done. I'll be frank, humano. Never cared too much for your kind. We'll do transatlantic. Humano? You're adorable. Dude, we can't say that. He'll be so mad. So I'll just say understandable. The brute is subservient, eh? Fitting for your kind. Well, what do you want? I'm not sharing prey with you, if that's what you're expecting. Feed his ego enough to get actual answers. 100%. Let's go. Oh. Ow. We failed. Eh? So Canadian. I'm just reading the dialogue as written. I'm reading it as written. That should work. I like your whiskers, cat. He hisses. Shit. Can I try again? No, go away. Oh no, we're gonna try again. We're gonna use a shard. Come on, give me an 8. 10 works. Whew. You want real answers? You're gonna need to feed his ego. The easiest way to do that is to compliment him, obviously, but not soft compliments. Hard compliments. You are a legendary creature of the dusk and dawn, Sir Triben. The coast trembles at your appearance and longs for your presence. Okay, ChatGPT. Yes, well, the cat mumbles. Bards will surely write songs of my accomplishments. That is true. They will. Now, is there anything else you can think of that would be useful for me to hear? The cat yawns. Absolutely. He sighs in a deep grumble, the type of noise you did not expect to come out of a cat. Fine. The blue fire woke me from my slumber. Had I been closer, my whiskers would have been fried. I forgot his voice for a second. Go on. No, we're going to wait for him to continue. I wanted to know who caused this ruckus in my territory, so I kept watch. The green munchkin ran around like crazy, trying to put out the flames. I saw a brute, like you, in garish yellow cloth, being interrogated by some of them. Man in yellow, free strider perhaps. Okay, we already know him. We've already talked to him. I'm sorry, was that a huge wing shadow that just went over our faces? What the fuck was that? And once the fire was out, which did not take long, by the way, the one who should have wings appeared. Celestial. On her orders, the, what do you call it? Tea shop? Yes, they hammered it shut. Then she did something wave and glow on it. That's it. Now leave. I have more questions first. Oh, for the love of... Oh God, he's going to be so mad. But who are you voting for in the election? He seemingly... It just happened again. The big bird. Bird? Sorry. What's happening to me? I'm malfunctioning, okay? He seemingly ignores your question for 10 or so seconds. Then he says, no. I do not deal with whatever that is. It is beneath me. What's it like being a cat? The cat hisses. It really doesn't like that word. Sorry, what's it like being a feline? I am a shadow. I move unseen. I hunt. I stalk. You would not understand, brute. For you are clearly so far below the default you cannot ever truly comprehend what it's like. You live out here. Of course not. Don't be daft. I live in a wandering chicken under the earth. As any respectable creature would. Ah! I see. We know. I see. How interesting. Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? He makes an annoyed tsk sound. Now, Vete, can I come visit you in your chicken house? I suppose I cannot stop you. Though my homestay servant is quite the eccentric woman, so do that with that knowledge as you wish. All cat people are good. Okay. What do you know about the tea shop? Tea? Ah, you mean to say leaves that smell. Yes, that building did have a lot of that before it fell to ruin. And I mean before it was scorched. Before? Yes, when the bird took over. I hope that fowl was lost in the flames. Then again, what I would not have given to hunt it myself. Alas, I would have needed a dozen hunters to bring it down. Biggest bird I ever saw. I think... Snell, do you want to ask him something? Snell, do you want to ask Sir Tribben something? Oh, that's his name? Sweet. Ask him what he thinks about goblins. Well, what do you think about goblins? What are you on about? That translates into, excuse me, but what do you mean by that in cat speech? The green guys. And you point to Snell. Yes, you mean the munchkins. They are annoying, but not worse than your kind. Okay, thanks. I think I'm gonna say he either thinks you're awesome or he thinks you're slightly less annoying than humans. I think we have to be honest. Oh, sure. I'd believe that. The cat does a big stretch. I'll ask, you see anything suspicious lately? Well, you, good sir. Ouch. Okay, thank you for your time. Oh my god! Imagine if you still had the rats. Like, can you give him the rats, I wonder? Does anybody remember what the fuck we were doing? There's a dead body here. What is going on? Who are you? Aren't you the bard? You are the bard. Okay, let's talk to you. You hear a tune dance on the cold Ascani winds. Melancholy. A bitter reminder of a dream long lost. You see on the edge a goblin. She has a flower crown on top of her ruffled dark hair and is playing an exotic instrument. A song. You yearn for it. What? We're going to listen for a bit. Oh, those poor few dreams wrought in zeal and doubt, shepherds brought far to western shores, are hardy, cradled by gracious river. Then, should the blessed earth, so cool and stout, raise a city from ruin, a home from night. I'm going to interrupt her. The moment you open her mouth to speak, the goblin stops plucking her strings. Gah! She stares at you with wide eyes. Hey! Hey! Her frustration is palpable. I stare at her. It was a good song. Thanks. You with this weirdo? She asks Snell. Something like that. He looks embarrassed. You feel sweat forming somewhere within your helmet. Your eyes are glued to her instrument. What are you looking at? What is happening? I try to look away. You what? The rhythm, the tone, the general noise of it. You truly yearn for music, but do you have what it takes? Holy shit! What? Yes! 21! Let's go! Demand it. What? But softly, as to not overwhelm her. So no yelling? No yelling. Okay. We squat down on her level. And she goes, huh? Your face is close to hers as she attempts to look away. And we can whisper, sing me a song, goblin? Bro, That's so rude. We're just going to call her Goblin instead of her name? I'm mortified by this, bro. I'm mortified. Do we have to do this? Oh. She carefully turns to face you with a blank expression, and we can lean in even closer. Oh my God, the anxiety. We can lean in even closer and say, make it a good one. I don't normally take requests, she says, her face almost touching the front of your helmet. But I can make an exception. She plays a chord that gives you a deep sense of relief, but you're not sure where it's from. Forgot the voice for a second, but you know you've heard it before. As she intensifies, the music takes over. Your body starts to move. By the time she finishes, you feel energized, fresh, even free. Your legs stop moving and the goblin glares at you. Dude, we have to say you're pretty good. You know? We should say thank you, but hey, you're pretty good. I am, thanks. Shoot her some finger guns! It's absolutely a reference! I thought maybe it wasn't a reference, but now I'm convinced. Oh! Bam, baby! She gives you a look, that type of look that says, now will you leave me alone? Or will you please leave me alone, you strange human? What was that song? It's just an old folk tune. You've never heard it? Yes, I somehow know it. People request it all the time. It's one of those gotta knows, you know? When do you play? Oh, you want to come and listen? I am gonna nod quickly. Oh, how fun. I'll play at the Drunk Sphinx tonight. If it goes well, I might put on 1 or 2 more shows before the election. You can show up if you want. Please tip me if you do. What are you voting for in the upcoming election? That's a question. Why do you ask? I have a feeling everything's political, including the tea shop. Okay, but you do see how you asking that is a bit, what do you say? Pointless? Really? I'm going to say no, it's not. It is. If a city cleric comes up to someone and asks them for their political opinion, it would take a very special kind of person to not just say what the cleric wants to hear. What I want to hear? Yeah, you have a bias, obviously. You mean the whole working for the city thing? She holds out a claw with a confused expression on her face. Uh-huh. So getting money from the one of electoral powers won't make you biased? That doesn't mean I like their politics. Really? Then what is your politics? You need to be careful. If you get it right, she might grant you more information. Tell her how much you care. I don't care what the world thinks. I'm voting agrarian. I'm going to obviously go with Asgalists have a good point to make. Sure, one good point, and the rest is a bunch of bullshit. Oh, wow. Okay. But hey, at least you're not a fascist. Can I keep playing now? Oh, no. She hated our answer, but... Okay, are you a local bard? I wouldn't use that term. I'm just a player, a musician, and I make my living in taverns. Why not call yourself a bard? Why did that give me a hit point? That's fun. Because of the time change. Because it'd be weird. You don't go around calling yourself wizard, do you? No, of course not. That would be weird. I'm a cleric. The cleric, even. Right? She lets out a sigh. There used to be a ton of real bards in the arcane era with real magic music, esoteric music. Nowadays, it's much more rare. Though I've met a handful in various taverns, but not me. So no need to register me as a spellcaster or anything. I'm just a normal musician. Thank you very much. Liar. How does one become a magical musician? Good question. I have no idea. Maybe you should do some research into that if you care so much. Are bards always music-oriented? I've only met musician bards, but I've heard there are all kinds of spellcasting bards. There's a famous story about a playwright bard. Okay. I think I've heard enough about bards. Yee! Thank you, Moz. Thank you so much for 54 months. Hey, Crazy Miles. How are ya? Crazy. Good Lord. I can read. I've heard enough about bards. Sure. Okay. What is the instrument you're holding? It's an instrument. Is that a helmet on backwards? No. To be precise, it's an Elysian lute, said to act as a tiny portal to the Fey realm when played just right. Interesting. Sounds wonderful. It is. She glances at you, almost as if she's worried you're going to steal it. It could be worth something. Don't steal from hungry artists on the street. I would never. Okay. About your flower crown. Yeah? What is it? Just some flowers I picked. Why do you ask? What is happening? Why do we like her crown? It's cool. I like it. Thank you. It took some time to bind them together. What is happening? Why didn't you say the correct thing? Like, don't you want it? We're going to breathe heavily and stare at it. Oh my God, why is this so awkward? Why are we so awkward around her? I mean, you're here to talk with Lady Sageleaf, right? And I nod, yes. We're going to nod hard. I owe her some money? Rent money? Can you ask her to give me an extension? No, dude. Uh-oh. I just need to play a decent gig and then I can pay her. You're in money trouble? Not too bad. I've been in worse. Maybe a week. Yes, convince her to give me another week and I'll give you my flower crown. Then you've earned it. That sounds like a quest. I mean, sure. I might want to complete this task and or quest for you. Okay. Good luck. A quest? But for some flowers? That's all for now. Okay. Bye. Okay, I remember now. We were going to the little spot where we found the ant originally, right? Which I believe is down... downstairs, actually. Didn't we... Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna stop leaning over the edge. Can I just use Mage Hand? Yes. Nice. Oh my God. That's a full amulet. Okay. Let's turn on our druid craft. And then I think we want to go... I wish the controls on keyboard were a little easier to use, but that's okay. We'll use this and we will teleport downstairs. I think we're going to Pillar Crossing. Whoa. And then I think we're going to... I actually think we wanted to be exactly where we just were a second ago. Lol. Or is that Goblin Zone? I'm looking for... I think... Oh my god. It was here the whole time. I didn't have to run up to the... I think this is the Drunk Sphinx, right? Hold on. Can you look at it before we go in? Yep. Okay, so we need... maybe to go down here. This guy hates us and wants to kill us. Exciting. Perhaps it is this way? Dormitory. Oh wait, don't we need to go... Yeah, we need to go in here, right? Because we finished that quest ages ago for the ink. As you enter the sweaty apartment with the ink cartridges in hand, you encounter a rock and a hard place. The rock being a red-faced dwarf and the hard place being the unyielding stubbornness of a teenage girl. You'll ruin a decade's worth of goodwill. The dwarf slaps the newspaper page against his massive forehead. For what? The girl snatches it from the dwarf's hand. Show me. Show me a single thing that's false. I dare you. It's not truth or falsehood that matters. It's the content, the message. It's... Vial, Helveten, the dwarf mutters to himself, noticing you approach. Mr. City Man? I've got your special ink here. Great, thanks. She takes a step towards you and quickly grabs the set of ink cartridges. Look, Alphaz, the cleric has just allowed us to reach the entire city. She holds up the paper to his rocky face. They need to hear this. I got access to the warehouse. It was pretty hard. I had to... Do you know how much the palace would love to see an article like that? Do not put me in a position where I have to tell the foreman to denounce the chant. For folk. Ah! I feel like I need to step in here. Do you now? The dwarf growls. He then takes a deep breath, rubbing his eyes. I apologize. We're having an issue. I totally forget. Was he deep Irish? I forget what voice we did for him. I'm just trying to, he mutters. Mr. Cityman, please enlighten us. What does the law say on criminal incitement, specifically in print media? Practically, it's always an it depends. Just thinking about it makes your head hurts. Give me a practical example, please. As in, what if somebody printed a newspaper calling for a violent uprising? Oh, ooh, yikes. Generally, I don't think the city would be very happy about it. See? Look, Alphaz, look at where we are. I'm in a closet with this goddamn esoteric mess of a machine blowing hot air up my ass. The city already guts us at every turn. The protests at the towers, your PPG problem, that bullshit with Silker's Guild. They will never work with us. Now is our only chance. We have the people's attention. It's time to drill it in their heads that they have the power here. You're missing the entire picture, girl. It's belittling to call her a girl like that. Ah! He crosses his arms. You are correct. The people have the power here, and we will use that power responsibly by creating lasting, lawful change. If you keep writing about violent revolution, the average person will think you're crazy. And even worse if you push for all this other socio-relation crap. Crap? What, is feminism also just an ignorant reworking of Asgul's ideals? No, it's... The dwarf takes a deep breath. You know, I'm very much in favor for pressing down hierarchies, but to put such a threatening stance on the way people have lived for centuries is not wise. It's not wise to tell women and oppressed minorities that they should have rights? They have rights. We have universal suffrage. Norvik is the most egalitarian city on the coast. We've spent decades working for that. Universal suffrage, sure, but 9 out of 10 guild leaders and business owners are human men. She taps her fingers to list off her talking points. Women earn lower salaries across all work sectors. Citizenship is withheld from othered folk types on the basis of so-called monstrous traits. Halflings are constantly extradited to the Horde, while every major faction ignores their pleas. Mind control being used, somehow, as a legal tool of the state. And despite the outcalls over and over again, none of the forefolk have even begun to address any of our core demands. And don't even get me started on rights among MGIs or the Fembeard debacle or your refusal to stand by all of our, she taps her index finger against his chest with every word. Cross. Folk. Attraction. Couples. I stare at them both. We have toiled, Modissa, he mutters, his voice weak and dry. Decades of work, all to reach this point. You'll throw it all away if you try to play their game. You know the party is not behind even half of these ideas. The party doesn't have vision. That's why we're not winning. We have as many voters as the Free Striders, potential for more. You think the numbers matter? After all you've seen? They don't care. We will make them care. Ah! The dwarf takes a deep step back to catch his breath. All the other workers in the apartment just seem to go along per usual. This must be a common occurrence. Okay, let's figure out why Modissa really won't tone it down. Our DC is 7. We have advantage because we slept more than 8 hours last night. Imagine. The DC is lowered because we have archival knowledge, which is great. However, there is a +2 because Alpha has humiliated us while wrestling. So we're going to roll for it. Nice. 18 success. She hates them. She hates how she's been pushed down by them all her life. She hates how powerless she feels all the time, every day. Every time she walks down the street and someone looks at her funny. Every time someone asks when she's going to grow up and start a family, instead of playing around in some Asgalist LARP outfit. You see it in her eyes, hate and anger. Anger from endless systematic injustice. What are you looking at? She says with a scoff. It's your choice. Whoa, that's ballsy. We're going to go with this option. You don't need this article, Modissa. The system is unfair, yes. But don't trust Alphas to change it. Change it yourself. She stares at you. If you publish this, they will push you out and everyone like you. Your voices will be silenced in the years to come. Instead, speak out slowly, bit by bit, until your ideas are accepted as the truth. She clicks her tongue and looks over to Alphaz with a frown. Then she glares at you. Not today, but tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow. Fine. I'll change it. I'll rewrite the article. Thank you, the dwarf says and closes his eyes. He looks extremely relieved. But I'm not happy about it. I am sorry, but really, thank you, Modissa. Young, thank you so much for the stream streak. Alphonse goes over to his comrades to begin the final process on the machines. She grunts out. You had the ink, right? Mr. Cleric? Yeah. And we hand her the ink. She quickly looks it over with a stern face. Green? Really? I mean, they didn't have any black. Well, shit. I'll mix it with what we have. Should make it readable still. Green is at least thematically relevant. She shrugs. Then Modissa pours it into the... Wait, why didn't you get the chance to call out Alphonse and remind him that he needs to do his part too? I know, it was weird. But pretty cool. Thanks for this. We'll actually be able to reach the last portion of voters before the election now. And sorry for the mess. I shouldn't apologize, really, but... Her voice trails off as she stares at the components of the printer. It's an ideological battlefield. Keep fighting. She keeps working on the machine. That's all for now. Thank you, citizen. Okay, I didn't think about this, but maybe we should check the quest tree, guys. I'm like, what's going on? All right, we have the Star Witness. Let's take root.
Be aggressive. Push over the line, destroying each worthless monster in the way. That's how you get ahead in life. Aggressive competence with a stoic demeanor.
What? Where's this thought coming from?
From you. As the adrenaline wears off, as the world comes back into perfect regular clarity after such a deeply euphoric fight, you're standing here realizing you are on top. This is where you're supposed to be. The most competent man around.
The one capable of slaying a damn troll. I would love to never fight another troll in my life.
Do not say that. You do not mean it. This taste of pure, near-instant, blood-misted death has got you hooked. You need more. More fights. More near-death experiences. More romance.
Romance?
The manly kind. Knights chasing down tyrannical dragons. Damsels being carried to safety. Empires falling and kingdoms rising. Men with goodness in their hearts, bearing the burden of reigniting spirits. Breaking darkness. Smashing evil. You have finally reached that point. The point of actually feeling like a professional cleric.
Okay. I love all the voices you use, but strength might be my favorite. Me too. Christine, I hope you're well. All I need to do in order to feel like I'm good at my job is kill an extremely dangerous and probably now extinct gigantic monster. The romantic ideal of heroism, knights and kings is fascist propaganda used to elicit unrealistic aesthetic ideals for young men, radicalizing them towards nationalistic agendas. Oh no. Or I can just say finally, because the professional cleric sounds pretty cool.
And what is wrong with that?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, this is super interesting. It's discriminatory to appeal to human men. It makes them feel bad about the world when they get stuck working in the Lamplighters Guild, thus incentivizing violence against the system. Or nationalism promotes terrible, hateful ideas. We don't want to be feudal states of old, nor do we want a repeat of the arcane era madness. We want a liberal, modern man, one who's nice and calm and loving and never hurts anybody ever. It's the never hurts anybody ever bit that's got me like, but I'll say it anyway.
There is nothing admirable about a man incapable of force.
In an ideal modern city life, you wouldn't need force.
It is in such a utopia that manly force would especially need to be honed. There is a self-destructive hatred festering within men, within you. Some say it is driven by the forces of various powers in the world. Some might say it isn't inherent to this post-war era, but it does not help anyone. A man is not inherently evil for desiring greatness, nor is he mad for throwing himself into danger. There's always a need for men to take and rule and protect. What is needed is a way for men to dream freely, to aim towards the ultimate greatness of the self, aimed at helping everyone around, so they do not become thieves or tyrants or ruthless gatekeepers. If there are no positive outlets for these desires, then that is exactly where they will end up. A generation of men told to be calm and nice will grow up to be violent and wild. A generation of men told to be competent and good will grow up to be wise kings and lovable people. Simple as.
Yeah, I see the point, but I think it's more complex than that.
It always is. Annoyingly so.
It feels like you might be leaning in the wrong direction here. The goal isn't to break yourself for some illusionary audience. What? What? That's true. Oh yes, risk assessment, baby. The larger that creature is, the more you should be getting paid. Not in troves or loot. That shit's a nice bonus, but you gotta get this on paper before you dive in. If you're ever fighting a troll again, you'll be doing so for a maximized hourly rate with every possible gruesome death calculated in that final price. Your life on the line, that pouch is getting fat. Them's the rules. I'm not for sale. We're playing a cleric, guys. No, we're not playing a cleric. We're playing the cleric. Can you even say that with a straight face? I sure can. I haven't looted the dead. We haven't done any of that. Clerics are in high demand, especially these days. Clerics with your kind of esoteric know-how, invaluable. I do like getting paid a livable wage. Bro, the way that escalated to just like, holy shit. I do like, I'm like arguing like, no, I'm not for sale. Actually, I do like it. I do like being able to like get groceries and eat and live and do all of those things. So, sub to me, I guess. Like, in fact, I do like making a livable wage. Oh, yes. The towers are infamous for their tight budgets, after all. Gotta make a living somehow, bro. Taking the gamble for pay is good, sure. But to actually live to tell the tale, for that, you need more than luck. You need the luck of the fool. What? I'm lucky? Well, every time you head down there, it's a gamble. Every time you take on a job, and there will surely be even more ruthless jobs than that troll in the future, you will roll and then you will die. That die being a 50-50 chance of death and destruction. What did the red one call it? No, stop. Are we getting a 50-50 ability? Bro, I have to take it. Getting blood misted?
Instantaneous smashing.
That's it. That's what you're risking every time. So embrace it. Focus on being really, really lucky. You survived long enough on gut and feeling and ultimately pointless gambles. It is time to calculate your odds properly. Okay, tell me more. As you can clearly evaluate, each time you take on a challenge, your outcomes are quite extreme. It appears you are just as likely to succeed in an unlikely and extreme manner as much as you commonly find yourself in a radical and rather terrible failure. That might be true. It is. Even by recognizing your personal skill level involved in any particular task, the overwhelming power of chance is evidently your clearest ally. That is bad. Instead, let us lean upon the strings for balance. A tightly strung balance, one born out of a beautiful curved yet balanced bell. What? If you, before, had an equal chance of each outcome, which is quite volatile, this would instead allow you to take control of the outcome, aligning each attempt around the center, the average. This would reliably increase your odds at succeeding at tasks you are equipped to handle, while dramatically decreasing your failure rate at those you are not. Okay. Obviously, this is quite rudimentary. Of course, this would impact both you and your opponents. Your strings are universal, after all. Okay. Holy crap. These are like 4 different feats that we can choose, which is awesome as shit, dude. Apparently the rocket launched had a broken toilet for 6 hours, but they managed to fix it. Oh, bless. I'm happy for them. Ow. Sorry, that was my clip that fell out of my hair. Hair is too heavy.
My hair's too heavy. I think I have to I have to make a character that talks like this. For whatever reason.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. We need.
I need a wooden stick.
Okay. All right, we want to know the details of each of these, right? Tell me more about the luck of the fool. A wooden what? Stick. Or to keep my hair up. If you're going to gamble, might as well save yourself the biggest fails. Luck of the fool. Whenever you roll a natural 1, you get another result and take 1d4 damage. This effect can repeat to infinity. This damage cannot take you below 1 HP. That's fun, you guys. No more nat 1s. But we take damage for it. That's fun. Tell me more about dungeoneering reflexes. You've dodged enough shit to get down here. In the future, you'll be ready for anything. Whenever you roll 10 or below, add an extra proficiency to the roll. That's crazy. That feels broken. And it does seem like I'm going to need some math people here to help in a minute. Tell me more about professional cleric.
This is it. You feel it. Finally, you are competent.
Oh my God, professional cleric, you cannot critically fail. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. It's not even the when you crit fail, reroll, and take damage. You just don't critically fail anymore. That's nuts. Tell me more about the curved yet balanced bell. Naturally, you should only take on challenges you are capable of succeeding at. This will lower any risks involved. Whenever any d20 is rolled, the strings of yore cause the outcome to lean towards 10. The chance of critical rolls are diminished. Oh no, that's lame. Okay, what do we want, guys? What do we want? I'm going to pause real quick to do a bio break and refill my beverage. But our options are 1 for Luck of the Fool, which is... Let me just read them out for you. Whenever you roll a natural 1, you get another result and take 1d4 damage. And this effect can repeat to infinity, but it cannot take you below 1 HP, so it can't kill you. Dungeoneering reflexes, which is option number 2. Whenever you roll a 10 or below, add extra proficiency to the roll. Option number 3, professional cleric. You cannot critically fail. And option number 4 is not an option. So we get to do 1 through 3 and we're turning the vote on. Also, Sav, if you're still here, remind me when I come back to tell you about how I found out about being neighbors. Okay? Holy crap, do I have a story for you guys. I'll be right back. And the music is going to be like that, so I'll just play this one. Not that one. Oh my God, that's not the one I was... No, oh God. Okay, you know what? I tried. I'll be back. have returned with my salad. But now I'm going to take the bio break. I'll be right back. Someone say Spider-Man. What? Oh, the music stopped. It doesn't loop. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Okay, what do we vote? Honestly, I think I am most intrigued by Greg. Hi. Dude, I did a 9-win potion run today. It was so good. I loved it. Loving the new Mossy enchant. It's so good. Okay, you know what? Never do this. But because this game requires me to talk nonstop, I would like to eat my salad. I'm gonna put something on. We'll just watch it real quick and then we'll hop back into the game. What did you guys vote for? What won? What won? Number 1 won. What? Really? What was 1? Okay, whenever you roll a 1, you get another result and take 1d4 damage. This effect can repeat until infinity. But also, is that not the same as being a professional cleric? Ah! What do you mean? I thought it was a tie. Maybe it was. It doesn't show ties, really. Okay, I'm taking professional cleric. Thank you for your participation. Professional cleric seems more our shit, man. Also, we're the cleric. All right, we're choosing our feet.
These are all tools of your trade. Each will help you in some way.
No, Gary voted twice. Oh, the votes only count once, though.
Your choice here is to focus on one path: the gamble, the delve, the veteran, or the thinker.
We're going with the professional cleric. Too many feats chosen.
You know how to act in this world. Now until the day you die. Thus it goes.
Guess I'm a troll killer now. Okay, we cannot critically fail, dude. That's crazy. All right, let's look at our questing tree. I forget where we set our... Oh, right here. Okay. So right now we have restore 1 hit point every hour that passes. That's pretty good. The cleric. I love how it's like, let's put a video on, and then just began to keep playing the game. Healing spells are increased by an extra proficiency. Your heals can also be increased by your strength modifier instead of your wisdom modifier if it is higher. We're not removing this. Advantage on death saving throws. Although we can't critically fail anymore. What that like? Lol. And Dramatic Herald. We regain 1d4 hit points each time you ask someone what they are voting for in the election. All right, what do you guys think? I think that we should probably replace one of the either Dramatic Herald or the Asgalian Spirit. Well, according to our well, hold on, actually, before we do this, the Star Witness, okay. Is there anything else we need to do as well? Hold on. We might need other feats to unlock, so hold on. Yeah, we still have some other things to take root. Choose feats, Lady Fair, no, we're good. Okay, we have two. Why is it doing that? Good God. Okay, we have 2 more, it looks like, to take root here. I knew we could do this. Is completed, so it doesn't give us a skill for it. Okay. Let's let this one take root and get all of the new feats, and then we can make a decision as to how we want our loadout to look. You have delved deep, sought far, seen the within and watched the without. The pillar of yore and the ancient bulwark, its gate rising beyond. Yeah, I got pretty deep down to figure this thing out. Yet it continues far, far below. Each step of the way making it clearer to you how little they matter. These vestiges of the maker of your world. They are but esoteric rock. Rock which sits until something changes. This isn't making things much clearer, to be honest. That is okay. Remember the words, the ones written upon the soft tissue at the back of your heads. Feel the esoteric. Sway it. To tame it in hubris and pride will always result in tragedy. A fool's talk. You are a genius at work. This investigation has led one step closer to that illustrious title you seek, String Master.
No. This magic must be wielded in attunement with the divine. Nothing else. Listen to the voice of God. It shan't lead you astray.
That's not the voice you heard, buddy. That was, if anything, a potential patron. I still went down. I'm supposed to go up. A potential patron? Which is, of course, way more exciting. Okay, so I'm sensing some different paths here. Yes, 3 of them. You do not know where they shall lead, but you may consider each. All right, tell me more about the voice of God.
Earth watches upon you. His spirit channels your powers each day, and that will never change. Trust in the divine.
Voice of God is whenever you roll a d20, another hidden d20 is rolled. If that die is the same as your die, you critically succeed. If both are natural 20s, you regain all your hit points, all your spent spell slots, lose all levels of exhaustion, and you become genuinely happy for 1d4 seconds. That's crazy. Holy shit. That's just fun, dude. What a time. Like, imagine being in a really tight spot. Things are crazy and that comes through. It'll be useless. You'll never use it until you need it, until that one time. That's crazy. That's fun. Tell me more about String Master. Focus on your mastery of the esoteric. This knowledge, as cryptic as it is, will help you on your way. For each level of spell slot you have, you gain 1 additional maximum spell slot. That's crazy. Also, tell me more about Communing Patron. You've got a friend beyond. They'll take care of you in a win-win sort of situation. If you take damage, that will cause you to go to 0. A mysterious force protects you. If this happens, you take no damage and lose 1 first level spell slot. If you do not have any first level spell slots, this does not happen. Oh my god. Man! All right, guys, what do we want? I'm not putting the vote up, but let's just talk. Tell me what you think we should do, because this is fun as heck too. Oh my gosh. Oh, and yes, this is different from the godly voice thing, but mostly in aesthetics, which is the most important aspect, to be fair. Okay, I think the easy one. I'll read them again. Voice of God. Whenever you roll a d20, there's another d20 that is rolled. If the die is the same as your die, you critically succeed. If both are nat 20s, you regain all your hit points, you regain all your spent spell slots, lose all levels of exhaustion, become genuinely happy for 1d4 seconds. String Master. For each level of spell slot you have, you gain 1 additional maximum spell slot. That one is a fucking no-brainer, dude. I feel like we should do that one for sure. And potentially we do Voice of God whenever, I don't know, is there like an esoteric, pure luck-based run? I don't know. It might be too fun. A chance to be happy for 1d4 seconds. I feel like we gotta take it. It's such a weird one. One in 20 chance to crit success on every d20 roll, no matter the stat. Well, no, it's not 1 in 20 because both of the die have to be that, right? So don't the odds change in that sense? You need both of your rolled dice that are rolled to match. I agree, Christine. I think it's fun. I think all 3 of them are stuff we don't use. You know, like charisma, strength, and intelligence. The spell slot one seems really fucking interesting. Odds are kind of weird. Yeah, so yeah, what even is that? What would the odds be then in that sense, guys? One in 40, I think. Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. Hi guys, welcome in. It's 1 in 400. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because it doesn't just double your odds, right? Because like, what are the odds? 1 in 20. But then also to have, you need the other 1 in 20, but then you also have to account for the both of them rolling the exact same thing, which is way more than 1 in 40. Welcome in, guys. Nice to see you. What were you playing today? Thank you so much for the raid. We're just trying to decide on a feat. Yeah, but the first result doesn't matter. Yes, you need... Yeah, they need to match, right? Because it is a crit success anyway. No, that's only if both are natural 20s. Right? You only need the second to match. The first dice doesn't matter. Rolo, I'm an idiot. Explain it to me like I'm 3. First die does matter in terms of the match. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The full shebang is 1 in 400. The regular crit is 1 in 20. Okay. So we got to do this one, right, guys? We're all in an alignment. Yeah, thank you for taking the time to explain that. I'm serious. I really appreciate that you guys took the time to type that out and try to explain it. I don't understand that stuff, so I really appreciate it. Okay. We get a chance for genuine happiness, guys. We got to take it. All right. Thanks. I started with some sponsored dice and fold them and need for speed to recover. I like need for speed. Dice and fold. Okay. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. We're playing some Esoteric Ebb at the moment. Ungodly, what are the chances? 1 in 20. Holy shit, Rolo. If I had access to a choir, I'm not even kidding you. I would 100% pay Dave so much money to make a choral version of a song that's like, what are the odds? What are the chances? 1 in 20. You know, like a critical success choral song. That's crazy. Holy shit. I'm dying at the thought of that. Oh my God. That's very funny. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of Earth. And by Earth, I mean the god, not the planet. Love our planet. But anyway,
Earth watches upon you. His spirit channels your powers each day, and that will never change. Trust in the divine.
All right, I'm ready to make a decision. Well,
yes, you know it.
Come on. We are choosing the voice of God.
Well done. Earth be blessed.
We're only trusting in the divine for shits and giggles, guys. That's exactly right. Okay, I think we have one more to unlock, and then we can choose. Take root. The heart pumps blood through all veins. A fully interconnected series of stops, each necessary for survival of the whole. All stops must accept that blood. They can never be cut or clogged, or the entire system collapses in an instant. This is the weakness of the egalitarian dream, as well as its strength. Unity in spirit, at both rise and fall. What a beautiful idea. Truly lovely. Asgalism was born under the conditions of twos. The first, a literary of the masses, created in various forms across different cultures during the Arcane Era. The second, a deep enough divide in wealth between the masses and their masters. Feudalism holds deep and fast due to the inability for its serfs to understand the functions of their own system, to see their own shackles and how to break them. The more advanced governmental structures of both federated magedoms, parliamentary republics, and constitutional empires all grow partly due to their
bureaucratifying nature and the modern city-state industrial developments. In this, some states hold out better than others. Some floating cities in Old Demonor, specifically that of the Shadow Lord, would grant access to magical food to all lower classes. Others would offer free education for all children, no matter their birth, in order to find those gifted in the art of esoteric. Actions like these, along with a steadily rising quality of life, prolonged the spread of working class resentment. However, Roikval Empire had no such luck. The kingly line had sat on the throne for hundreds of years. Their monarchical autocratic ways were roughly burrowed into every cavern and fungus farm, and their population, through developments of the arcane era trickling down through the cracks of the earth, the already massive dwarven populace exploded. Within a generation, it doubled. Approximately 30 million dwarves lived in the Empire by 440 AE, the vast majority of them living in absolute poverty. Starvation was rampant in times of rot and conflict. Heavy taxation mixed with little to no protection from monsters or raids meant that life for the serfs was hard and rough. It was in these conditions a man was born and raised, his dreams filled with one thing: emancipation. The right of every dwarf to his own hammer. That man? Asgul Ashmask. A dwarf of low caste born deep in Leckham Mirror's tunnels. When he attained divinity in 443 AE, he crushed the kingdoms and formed the Asgul Folkhelm Forge. On his death in 470 AE, a great civil war broke out, resulting in the exiling of all his followers to the surface, but his influence was felt all around the Undercoast and above, as his exiled dwarves spread Asgulism to all corners of Yore. The Forge itself is the name of the official Undercoast state ruled by Asgul Ashmask and his Asgulists until his untimely fading. So the dwarves had been pressure cooked in wealth inequality for too long, while also having access to information about better systems. Man. And that has been spoken of for decades. What Asgul did was gain access to books by banned dwarven scholars, gnomish thinkers, Anuran philosophers, all pointing him towards his own brand of a radical, egalitarian ideology. Asgulism exploded with Asgul and his revolution, yes, but it was born as early as the Divine Era, for these dreams had lingered in the minds of all folk for as long as there have been shackles, and they have been documented about for as long as there have been paper to write on. Yes, it took a walking god to push the oppressive regime back. Wait, he wasn't a god, he was a man. Asgul was a man blessed by a divine force. He was no god, yet it is true, despite what many say, that he used great esoteric power and strength to lead his revolution. Oh wow. A violent revolution. Well, what happened then? Many dwarves died during the initial fighting. Many more died during the first years of the AFF. That's the Asgul Folkhelm Forge, the dwarves' old Asgul underground empire. How many exactly? Millions. Oh my god. How many millions? The exact number is hard to tell. That is a point of contention for you and many others. Asgulism had a very slow start. The dwarves quickly pulled out of the Coast War, leaving the VK behind. But with that, many dwarves were put back into the work for force and reunited with their families after decades of warfare. Economically, they were unable to manage such a sprawling set of states directly. But the fungus farms and the vast cavern valleys were handed to the people who worked on those lands, instead of the greedy nobles who once lorded over all of them. Asgol took steps in the right direction, even as all the forces in the world pushed against him.
Oh my god. The monarchies were awful, but his system killed so many people.
The cost was very high, but the lessons learned were taken to heart. Today, Asgolism in all its forms, along with the lesson of the Folkhelm, shows a brave new path. That of a softer Asgolism, that of democratic socialism, which, is an even softer form of socialism, with the state chosen by the people, which controls or at least regulates the means of production for the needs of its people.
Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Interesting. A good compromise or just as bad as pure Asgolism with a dangerous allure of normalcy, which is actually what I'm leaning towards.
That is your greed sneaking through. The argument against social democracy in Asgol circles is simple, however. It does not do enough.
Well, that's what I meant.
The forces of capital easily consume and co-opt the socialist goals. They did this in just Salvani, before it was taken in by free striders as a free city. Norvik itself is under the same threat. As such, it remains a debate. The dwarves who have made a great cooperation with the humans in the city have all converted to this nicer form of slow incrementalism, a social, democratic ideal. In this city between humans and dwarves, you also see this greater vision of an egalitarian future, for there is no greater example of post-folk-type exclusivism. But at the same time, the younger, more hot-headed Asgalists also have a dream of their own, one of truly owning the means of production post-haste, like Asgol intended. So the question remains, you have dealt with it firsthand in the past? Should Norvik embrace a radical Asgolism, or continue down the path of social democracy?
Oh man. Oh boy. Oh, this is fun. We need to all be farmers. Every single one of us. Let the dirt flow in your veins. That's fun. So we can say we need radical change or the Free Striders will win. We need incrementalism, else humans will reject Asgolism for good. We need to avoid Asgolism as much as possible. No, we're not saying that. We need to argue among ourselves for another decade or so before we're able to do anything productive, I think. Well, we just argued for incrementalism, even though I want to say we need radical change. Yeah, 6 is definitely a take. You know? You can change your mind. Oh, no, I'm more meant for the character that we're playing, right? I also have to not let, like, current politics bother me and sway my thinking here. You know, the state of current things. As every day passes, I have to be honest with you, I find myself sitting here thinking like, and again, this is just bullshit, okay? I'm going to preface this by saying this is just bullshit. But like, as time goes on, I'm like, you know, nothing ever gets solved unless it's an actual like crazy bloody revolution, you know? Like, you know, the kings have to be dragged out of the castle and beheaded and put their heads on spikes before change actually occurs. This incremental shit is just to distract us. And it's like, great. The incremental change has been monumental. It's fantastic, the change we've seen in the right direction. But also at the same time, so many people are, fucked over now and years from now. Think what you will, say what you can, but the Asgalists have, at the very least, mastered the modern pathways of communication. And that is why the king must die! Yeah, exactly. Man, what a crazy start to a show, dude. What a premiere that was. My God. I'm not so sure that's bullshit, but that's just me. Listen, I have to disclaimer myself. You know what I mean? This is just my feelings. Because here's the thing. Obviously, it's just how I feel. Obviously, I'm just a human with a limited experience and, limited political knowledge even. I'm a human being. I'm a little bit on the older side in terms of life experience, but that's it. But for some reason, on the internet today, when people like clip you or, they only see like a little bit of what you're saying in context, they expect you to have all the knowledge. It's so bizarre. Watching people react to what people say, think, or feel and be like, well, obviously like this or that, or, obviously there are things that you can say where it's like, oh yeah, that was extremely uneducated or whatever. But it's like, people have no space for people to have limited experience or knowledge on things. So I have to just disclaimer and be like, hey, this is all just bullshit. This is how but yeah, that is how I feel. The days go on, and I see like fucking Doug Ford getting reelected in here and doing all this crazy shit in Canada, and now he wants to pass some fucking thing that prevents him from being able, that protects him from non-disclosing the shit that he's doing, dude. And it's like, oh, are you fucking kidding? Like, and the housing crisis that's been a thing forever, yeah, I'm getting tired. I am getting tired, and I'm like, whoa, but obviously I don't want that to be taken out of context and for people to be like, she's calling for a violent revolution. She wants to take Doug. Well, I can't even say that even as a joke. I can't even finish that thought as a joke because it could get clipped out of context. But the more I reflect on history itself, I'm like, boy, man, shit did not, even back in the medieval ages, shit didn't change unless somebody's head was on a spike. Anyway, we gained 50 experience. You carry the political weight of a dedicated Asgalist. Hey, Gary. Welcome back. The Copper Press. Those mad Asgalists are utilizing it just as they should to influence the minds of the populace. During better times, the Arcanists would do as much. As such, in more direct ways, of course, but the irony of that is lost upon these poor fools. I get that. Cancel culture is problematic on multiple levels, but needing everyone to be an expert at all times is super damaging to important conversations. Oh, 100%. And then also, like, this weird, people just don't think beyond 5 seconds. It's like our own critical thinking has stopped. The ability to just, everybody's taking everything at face value all the time. But I think that's not our fault. I think we're being programmed to do that, People are very much wanting instant information and instant expertise. It's because we're all fucking decision exhausted. We're all suffering from decision fatigue because social media and all this other fast stuff is like, it's being put in your face, and then you have to go, okay, how do I feel about this? And a lot of the media itself is posed to make you feel that way and to make you question that. So they put a post in your face and they go, which one are you? Are you pineapple on pizza or aren't you? And that's been going on for a very long time, but it's peaking now, right? Where it's just like, you have to know how you feel about the thing that you just saw for the most part. And even if you're not actively thinking that, that is what your passive brain is doing. I'm processing this thing that I just saw. How do I feel about this? And we also have rage bait now. So we're seeing stuff and we're like, oh my God, that person just kicked a dog. I'm so mad, and you're having a feeling about a thing. And then we're seeing people now, I think I've commented one thing on Instagram in the 20 years, however long I've been on Instagram. Okay. And I mean, on a stranger's thing. Obviously I'll comment on people I know, but like on a stranger's thing. And, I've pulled way back on social media. Well, me too. I'm trying very hard. But I saw this thing recently where somebody had said like, oh, had asked if it was AI. And then somebody came underneath and ripped them a new asshole for asking that it was AI. And was like, I think it was just like, don't accuse artists or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I almost replied, guys, because I normally don't. And I wanted to be like, hey, look, even in their message, they said, I don't know if this is AI, blah, 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 but I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. And I almost replied being like, hey, it's really good that they're asking. I know that it hurts that they basically were like, is this AI? But coming at this with compassion and being like, hey, here are some signs. Here are some things you can look out for as to why it might go, hey, this looks like AI. Also, hey, it might look like AI because AI was trained on this style of art. That kind of thing is really, really big. But I think the bottom line is it's good that people are asking about what they're seeing. Is this AI? It's way more dangerous to take something at face value and not question it. Yeah, so I don't know. Or like it does make me sad when I see these beautiful tornado videos and people are like, is this AI? And people reply and are like, LOL, that's sad. And it's like, no, that's very good that they asked, because it could be. It very well could be. That's what's sad. That is what's sad. Not that somebody is questioning it, like, please continue to question. Continue to have the critical thinking skills. That's the one thing that, I'm worried that we're losing. So anyway, to bring it back around, right? So I don't think it's anybody's fault that we are exhausted by the end of the day or by the time we get to whatever. It's because all of this stuff that we're looking at in and out either does two things. Like, it's like making you react and have an emotion, and then you have to decide kind of how you feel or what side of the fence that you sit on. And then by midday, you're like, I'm done making that decision. I am decision fatigued out. Just tell me what to vote for. Tell me what I want, or I'm going to look to somebody who I respect and who I have agreed with on like 4 or 5 other things. And whatever they say, I'm going to be more likely to lean towards what they're saying. And they're doing that on purpose. That is by design. They have done that to be able to influence things like voting, which is crazy. But if you, there's this documentary whenever this comes up, and I always recommend it. And it's been a really long time since I've seen it now, but I'm sure it still holds up. But it's called The Social Dilemma, where they interview a bunch of like CEOs from a lot of companies or people in high power positions of things like Facebook or, whatever, even Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. And they all say the same thing, which is super interesting. A, they don't let their kids touch devices until like a certain age because it's purposely doing something to their brain. And then B, and I know this makes me sound like a conspiracy theorist, but please go watch it. It's very interesting. And one of the other things that they talk about is that they know and understand that the algorithm can absolutely influence elections. And they can help win an election by what they are pushing onto a feed. That's crazy. That's dangerous. That's nuts. Social media is addicting. It is addictive, and they've made it that way on purpose. So please do not beat yourself up about it. The best thing that you can do in this current moment is just be aware of it and never stop questioning stuff. Like, ask, is this AI? Have that critical thought. And also just go easy on yourself, because the internet used to be such a place that was like our refuge from fucking capitalism and all this other crap. And it's just like slowly become not that now. And I know it sucks and I know it's depressing. But it's also not your fault at all. None of these things are the fault of the people on the social media or viewing it. So, there are days where I still need that dopamine hit and I'll hop on Instagram for a bit, but then I notice how exhausted, literally actually exhausted I physically am after, because I'm not used to it anymore. So, I think just being aware, trying your very best. If you are trying to break the Instagram or TikTok habit, just even in making an effort is enough. You are enough. It is enough. You're doing great. The odds are, unfortunately, stacked against us quite a lot. So we're doing our best, and you're doing your best, and you're doing great. Which, sounds ridiculous, but I do mean it. Okay. Wow, we just got totally off track here because I was talking about, a crazy revolution, but yeah.
Hi, honey. You want to cuddle? Oh my god. Is it cuddle time? Eh?
Oh no, he didn't want to stay. I don't know what he's doing right now. He might be laying on my lap, but he didn't want to stay up on my shoulder, so I don't know what he's doing. He wants something, but I don't know what it is.
You want some food or something, bud? Want a little snack? Want a little snack?
Yeah, he's still got some breakfast left over, so we'll leave it. Okay. During better times, the Arcanists... Oh, right. We read that already. Okay, let's continue onward. If anything, you can learn something from watching their mass media propaganda in motion. Sharing ideas is very different from mind control. You would think that. However, in statistical analysis, the difference is all smaller than one would assume. That's interesting since we were just talking about that, right? Sharing of ideas is very different from mind control, except that it isn't. Especially when we're looking at social media sharing and stuff like that. The difference is it's not just sharing of open information that's done in good faith. They have an agenda in mind. Everything is biased. So, yeah, crazy. The environment of trust is huge in general, right? And I think that's why they've gotten away with what they've done for so long, is because we came onto the internet with the internet being an open and honest, and by honest I mean everyone was anonymous, but still, if you had an overwhelming amount of people saying things on Reddit, it was probably true. There was a time, believe it or not, where Reddit was an incredibly reliable source of information because it came from the people. Early internet was much more real human, real people. Hey, some of those people could be assholes, but they were real humans that had something to say, and you could get access to information that you couldn't access otherwise. You know, how things were happening in other countries, stuff that the news wasn't covering, all of that stuff. You know, that early internet days was very much like that. And then, you know, it kind of has slowly changed. It's been very insidious that way. But some of us still have some of that ingrained in us that like, oh, hey, I'm going to go to Reddit and see, and not, you know, you think in your head like, oh, some of these could be bots, but it doesn't really, it, you know, you have to actually stop and think like, hey, these might not be real people responding right now. These might be bots that are trying to sell something, you know? It was also free from some of the social normative restrictions on thoughts and expressions in real life. Yeah, it was almost like this, because of the anonymous nature of it, there was a little bit of a freedom and a safety in that. Like you could just turn off the computer and go away. So you could really have dialogue with people that you maybe couldn't have otherwise. You could ask like, well, what's it like to be gay to someone, and have a dialogue, and then, you know, go away from that and go, okay, well, I don't know if that fits with like this crazy religious rhetoric that I'm getting right now at home. So, you know, like stuff like that. Questions that you couldn't ask necessarily in your normal environment, you could ask online and get some feedback on. Granted, you know, people are still people. So some of those responses could be from assholes, but like it was in general, there was no business drive for everything that you were consuming on the internet. Sure, some people were still running businesses. Some people still had ulterior motives. Everyone has a bias. But I think everybody's life bias and, you know, motivational bias, whether they realize it or not, they're acting in good faith or not, is very different from a consumer capitalist bias where they are purposely trying to manipulate you to get your money or to get you to buy something. Like, that's different. The censorship of language to cleave towards ad-appropriate language has been widely insidious in contributing to the stopping of honest conversations. Yeah, man, that's true as well. Like, people, I see this all the time, like on Instagram reels that have come over from TikTok, where they're like, they say unalive or they say other stuff, and people are like, why are they saying that? Why are they not just saying, you know, the word? Like, it's crazy. And then it's like, it's because their reels get demonetized, but also get unseen. The algorithm doesn't push them as much, which is crazy. So yeah, some of it is for monetary value, but you will also see educational pieces that go out there, whether or not those are true, you know, because you have to think, like, some of the educational stuff that is presented to you is actually rage bait in disguise, or it is a form of making money. So yeah, that's crazy as well. It's just fucking exhausting, dude. And it makes me want to go into bed and read a book. This whole thing, everything lately has made me just feel like that's tired. I'm tired. And I'm sure everyone is very tired. There's still a lot of, to be very clear, there's obviously still a lot of very fun and exciting things that I look forward to in my life. Just in case anybody panicked there when I said that. I have a lot of very cool projects coming up. I'm very happy to be making cool things on Table Story. Like, yeah, I'm fine. But when I look at the state of the outside, I'm like, God damn, dude, I just want to curl in bed and read a book. But also just knowing that everyone probably feels that way, that we all kind of feel a little bit defeated right now. And then also recognizing that potentially some of that is how they want us to feel, so that we get lethargic and apathetic. I do worry about the new generation where they talk about like the apathy and the Gen Z stare, where they're just kind of like, bleh. And I do wonder if that's like from an overexposure to, you know, social media and decision making. or try, you know, and by decision making, I mean figuring out where you stand on a thing or how you feel about a thing, that like over processing power, you know? Or maybe they're just like, yeah, man, nothing bothers me because I see the world's on fire and this is fine. You know, I'm not insulting Gen Z. I worry about all of us, okay? I worry about all of us. The millennial people pleasers who are just now at like 40 and 45 realizing they don't have to please people anymore, and Gen Z being like, yeah, bitch, like, hello. So yeah, it's crazy. But even that to say, like, boomer generation also changed a lot from their previous generation. It's the incremental change that we're talking about. You know, when you think about like, when you think about everything that our, and by our, I mean millennials' parents, so boomers, whatever they had to go through when they were growing up, it's rough, man. I get it. I totally get it. Holy shit. For sure. Thank you. I have no idea. When I hear a certain person talking, I get a wish to become a, how can I put this without getting flagged? A T with a B. I don't know what that is. Sorry if I offended anyone. You're good, Underdark. We're just expressing frustration. That message has gone over my head, but that's okay. I don't, we should move on, but like, ugh, you know? Oh, you getting flagged does that? I see, Underdark. It's crazy, man. Anyway, we're gonna play this game. This game would be perfect. Okay, hold on. Let me clarify this. This game is amazing and I love it. It is very political though, and I appreciate the approach to education that it is taking with the politics. But I would like a D&D game that's more about philosophical ideas necessarily than political. I know that they're kind of somewhat intrinsically aligned, but give me this with some philosophical ideas and I'm like nuts. The printing of ideas is the second step towards emancipation. Oh, sorry. The realization of a better world. They are enduring, cast out from below, exiled from their homeland, spread across the land, above and beneath. Oh, they seed the earth, growing a weed or a fertile wheat you do not know. Those who live off the earth, simple farmers, people of the land, the common clay of Ascani fields. Their political movement has mostly been swallowed by the Asgalists. Agrarian. Have you played Planescape? I haven't yet, but now that we can properly stream the iPad to the PC, we might try it because I have it on the iPad. So we might add that to our list of games to play, and by might I mean I've already done it. That is the Asgalan endurance. A weed, surely. As such, the land requires a proper cleansing at some point. Jesus! Not a weed, a fungus, feeding a family of 16 dwarvelings all hungry from working the fields. And if they do not have enough to feed themselves, their neighbors will share what they have. That is the dream. That is the communal spirit of Asgalism. Okay, let's see. Tell me about mass media propaganda. Tell me about human dwarf unity. Tell me about Asgalian endurance. I'm ready to settle this debate. Okay, let's get the actual details about each of these. Oh, geez, Underdark. I'm sorry to hear that. Fingers and toes crossed for you, okay? I know that seems like that's all I can really say. Yeah, same Underdark. I can relate. Growing up in the 80s, we had so much optimism for the future, and now seeing the world makes me sad. Sorry for the rant. Yeah, no, I totally get it. And like, I had this thought this morning. This is the last I'm going to say on it. I had this thought this morning as I was pouring my coffee, getting ready to go play Bazaar out on my balcony. I was like, all right. The thought I had was like, I like how we were like, hey, guys, the planet is in danger. We are in danger. We are about to hit the point of no return. Okay, guys, we have hit the point of no return. This is really bad. We've hit the point of no return. This is bad. I don't think things could get any worse. And then we invented AI. That just fucking, you know, like we couldn't, it's like you need the strength voice for it.
I don't think we could do anything to make this situation any worse. Oh no! Now we're hitting a button because of the ease of convenience and burning 100,000 trees.
You know, like holy shit, dude. Oh man, it's just brutal.
Turns out we were wrong. It could actually get so much worse.
All right. Anyway, we're done being depresso espresso. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna call it from now on because it's literally like an espresso shot of depression. Okay. Change their mind. If you're not allowed to do it esoterically, then do it via the written word. Mass media propaganda alters ability scores modifiers on text. Wait, what? What does this mean? Mass media propaganda alters the ability score modifiers on text. What? Positive modifiers get a +1 and negative modifiers get a -1. But what does it mean, texts? I don't know what that means. Like books, maybe? Skill based on books? Maybe anything written. But I mean, technically what you're reading is written. You know? That's not me being ridiculous, but I'm just... Topic change. Have you tried out Slay the Spire? Oh no, I have not. I did see your message, and I did see that it was like card. Actually, I think I played the first one very briefly, but it was when I was in my Balatro phase. You know? And I was really into it. And then I tried Slay the Spire, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But I didn't play more than that, and I think I played it on my phone. But now I have the Bazaar, and it's the only card game I will play right now. Guys, I'm obsessed with it. It's crazy. Just to consider, yeah, I did add it to my list. I have so many games to play, but I have learned that I really do love the synergy card games. I love them a lot. Okay. Human dwarf unity. Together we are strong. A social, communal, asgalism, utopia. It can be built. While you are at full health, whenever you take damage, those dice are rolled with disadvantage. Oh, that's fun. We're going to learn about Asgalian endurance. Ideas are infectious. They live on. For every 3 hours spent being exhausted, you lose 1 level of exhaustion. Oh, we have to take that one, guys. We have to take that one because we are exhausted all the time.
There is no bad choice. Be what you will.
Yeah, I'm going to do this one. Now you too will live on, standing the test of time like an idea. Oh, fun. Okay. So now we can look at our advantage on death saving throws we want. The healing spells are increased by extra proficiency. I don't think we need this. I don't use the healing spells as often as I probably should. The voice of God we have to leave. So let's take a look at the cleric. Yeah, we're gonna forego this feat for now. When you roll a nat 1, it is not treated as an automatic failure. Okay, I'm gonna choose this one for now. Professional Cleric, Voice of God. And then restore 1 hit point every hour that passes. Do we want to replace that one with one of the other ones we've grabbed? For every 3 hours spent being exhausted. I'm gonna take this one instead. Okay, cool. Now we have the cleric stuff. Nice. Okay, cool. Ooh, level advancement. Let's go, baby. Let's increase. Ooh, we can only choose the one. So I think I'm going to go wisdom to bump us to the +6. And we'll be equal parts wisdom and constitution. What a fun build this was that I normally wouldn't have done. We need a charming but dreary existential video to put this song to. I know, right? I feel like I should. Edgy, thank you so much for 48. That's so long. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. This last year hit hard with my back injury and stuff. And I was like, I'm not kidding you. I had a moment where I was like, well, I guess it's just the end of my streaming career. Like, this is it. I can't do this. I can't sit and play games for long periods. And, everyone always tells you can't take time off or, you really suffer. And it's true. We did, suffer in terms of like numbers and all that crap. But, at the end of the day, it's like you guys come in here every day and supporting that kept the stream going. So thank you. You have no idea how grateful I am. All right. This door is now open again. So let's go talk to this person. You approach one of the many doors out here on Water Lane View. This one is as damp as the rest. Snell watches your moves carefully, and we're going to knock on the door. You rap against solid wood, a very solid, very rhythmic knock, and we wait. A moment passes, as it does. Then the sound of a heavy latch sliding as it's flung open. Beyond the frame, you see a human male, mid-30s, his short hair ruffled, his cloak wrapped around him like a makeshift toga. His face exerted in panic. He is shaken. Oh, gods, no. No. You see the tears in his eyes as he leans forward, pleading. What happened to him? How awful. He thinks you're here to deliver terrible news. Calm down. No one is hurt. Oh, thank the gods. He rushes in to give you a big hug. Oh, I'm gonna hug back. How lovely to share an embrace with a fellow man. This truly makes me glad. He takes a step back, wiping half-formed tears from his cheek. I'm Manius. I must have just jumped to conclusions here. Yeah, sorry about that. We're here to investigate the tea shop. Yeah, what he said. Oh! This generic human male looks around him. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to disclose any information to the local militia. Is that what you are? No? A cleric of the local militia? I'm just going to stare at the man. You see, Octavio, he's a busy man, but he's directly instructed me that in case there are any inquiries, they would have to go through the official channels, even for his inner circle. Okay, so that's very suspicious. It's hilarious to me because, like, I was also taught from a very young age, like, if law enforcement ever come to your door, if the FBI ever comes to your door, you need a warrant. All respect. Appreciate you, but you need a warrant. And I am literally not talking to you without a lawyer present. Don't care if I'm innocent. Don't want to know what it's about. Like, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I think that the idea to say that's very suspicious is just, they want you to think that because then they want you to just answer their questions and open the door for them, right? So I'm just going to say I'm not sure I follow. I'm sorry. I swear to you, we have all the legalities in order. I have diplomatic immunity. That's what it's called. Your companion gives you a raised eyebrows toward the fucking ceiling type look. Diplomatic immunity, huh? Yes. Who are you exactly? Oh, I'm Manius, as I said. I am a free strider and member of the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. How do you have diplomatic immunity then? I work for the first-in-command guild agent of Tolstad. I'm afraid I cannot offer anything more than that. Oh, okay. So you're saying, good day. He shuts the door in your face.
Well, that was a roller coaster of emotions.
This was some big shot, wasn't it? Did I just mess up?
I wouldn't worry about it. On paper, you did nothing wrong.
And not on paper?
He said, she said.
He said what?
Never mind. Though, really, we're just standing here talking outside this guy's door, so can we move on?
What's a roller coaster?
You haven't heard of this is one of those carnival things, you know? One of those wooden inclines with a little cart you ride all the way down.
Huh, I thought those were called slippy slides.
All right, well, I'm not going to call them that, so you go ahead and translate that in your head. Anyway, can we go now?
Interesting. You know what's super interesting too? When we first knocked on that door, we got a wisdom nat 20, and it was like, this is really important, and you know it. So it's interesting that they work for the Free Striders Guild and have diplomatic immunity. I'm now starting to really suspect these fucks. But I can't imagine a game that's like so primarily based in like educating you about political ideals would... Well, maybe they would. Maybe they would, because it is capitalism. Maybe they would. Anyway, it's 10 p.m., guys. Or no, sorry, it's 10 in the morning. What else did I need to do? Oh, we need to go... Oh, wait, we can talk to this guy. Tiny primal spirit. He's handing us a shard of yore. So exciting. Oh, I don't know what any of that means. Can we comprehend? Okay, no reason to cast the spell. And it won't let me, so okay. Okay. We got our spell book. Let's look at our amulet. A weird stone that's been polished into a fist. Constitution and charisma. Interesting. Advantage against aberrations. Oh boy. We could go fight that guy. We could go fight the big scary one in the pipes. Quickly regenerates health over time. I forget that we have that. We have to put that on when we take damage. Okay. I need a spell, dude. We need to learn Divine Smite. Okay. Questing tree. I'm just taking a look to see what we've got here. The entrance is blocked. You do not have permission to enter because we swore. She's the one that cast the spell so that people can't enter the tea shop. So we might be able to get her to open it somehow. But I don't know how to do that. Everglad offered to guide you into the pillar if you accept his offer. That's not happening. Lisa wants you to prove... Okay, we did that already, but we do have extras for her, and they wouldn't even add it on the tree, remember? We were like, hey, can we add that on our quest log? And she was like, no, I'd rather it be a side quest. So... I feel like I have the fucking riddle, dude. Lich House Blues. We haven't actually talked to him after knowing all of the stuff that we've learned, actually, to the Lich guy. So we might be able to do that. Young and Dumb, the Resistance, Rollo and his friends, right. Oh yeah, we needed to get something from the Free Strider house, but I don't know necessarily how to do that. Oh fuck, it was inside the Free Striders, wasn't it? All right, yeah, let's try that, because that's like right here, I think. And then what else did I want to do? I think the only other thing I really want to do is try to solve the puzzle, but I think the answer is in Divine Smite. But it might just be now that I'm stuck on that as my answer, and I cannot see any other possibilities. You approach the mirror, realizing that Vera is watching you quite closely. When Vera isn't around, I don't know when she's not around, though. Maybe in the deep, deep evening. We'll come back late at night. Maybe she won't be here. Oh, she'll be at the pub, won't she? Yes. Okay. We'll come back later tonight. I think that what they're looking for is in that safe. Okay. So now let's go ahead and head out here. Down here. The pillar I think we want to get to. So we did that bit. Oh, I just walked right by the pillar. Oh, do we know what we want to do for the doors? Guys, I don't know. Are we going to let everything out? Remember the prisons down there? I think it's a bad idea, to be honest with you. I think we should not free those spirits, but if you guys want to, we can. Alright, travel to Undercoast Path. Ah, the music here is so good. Oh, scared me. Okay. That's right. I was like, we don't need to do this. And then I saw that things light up when you let them out. So we got to do it. But I'm telling you right now, this is a really bad idea. Oh! That did something. What did something? What just happened? Whoa! Oh! Mage Hand did it. Ah! What the hell? A strange bottle. Oh no, guys. This is really bad. Can you let me click on it, please? It doesn't say anything. Oh, guys, this is so bad. Genie in a bottle bullshit right here. Well, well, well. We didn't even need to let those things out. A vial of blessed river water from Vorgeni, land of giants. Popular among the Earthguard, it's usually labeled as not blood. Grants a minor strength increase for a week. Holy shit. That feels like a bad idea. Let's do it. Our strength is increased to 9. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. Okay. Here's how I feel about this. The music is too cool, and it's going to be a while before I do another playthrough. I have to know what happens. I'm telling you, I know in my heart this is a really bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway, okay? So we already let that person out. Now, I forget who this was. Snail door. This was the heat one, right? Press your ear against the door and take damage? Sure. Yep, I knew it. You could have foreseen that. I mean, I did see that. Oh. Silence, then you will free me. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, why should I? Because I demand it. Entitled creature. Ifrit decomposes itself. You must listen. Oh my god, I have the power to grant you more than anything else of that mystical nature ever could. How intriguing. Then you have a good eye and a good ear. Break the seal, free me, and I shall grant you a service. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Oh, man. I don't know, man. All the creepy things in here, including the abyssal. Like, life is going great. Do we need to open the doors? Do we need to do this? You approach the round door once more. You press your helmet against the crevice and crack, peering through the narrow gap between iron and stone. Darkness, then movement. Eyes. 3 sets of eyes, glowing faintly in the black. One pair burns with an ember fire. Another gleams with an unsettling blankness. The third is cold and reptilian. All of them, though, are watching you. Horrifying. You pull back instinctively. Eyes? What? 6. 3 pairs of them. You know, I take it back, dude. I was like, yeah, guys, we'll do this. This is fine. I actually think everything's good just like it is. I don't think we need to do anything crazy. Fuck this place, right? Am I right, guys? We don't need to let anybody out here. I don't trust any of these. I don't trust any of them, especially since we nearly died the last time. And the thing tried to enter our mind. So I think we should trust our instinct and say, nope. You stay there. There's another playthrough that will go Eldritch Horror and we'll let everything out. But today is not that day. Okay. We are the cleric after all. Okay. So what does that mean for us? I think we try to go through the pillar, I guess. Are you guys ready to try to go through the pillar? Ooh, boy. That's weird that this just like opened. But what does this do? Maybe this is a trap for you to think that that's how you open the door. We open the door, so... Oh, wait, hold on. We also have that torch, our magical torch here. Let's pull that out. Out. What? Where's our torch? What? Where's our torch? What? Am I staring right at it? No. Guys, where did our torch go? I'm not crazy, right? I don't have it in my hand. Next to the halberd. Bless you. Wait, what? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I couldn't see it. HUD blindness. Okay, there's nothing else in here. I just wanted to double check that we were good to go. And now we're going to immediately re-equip our thing. Okay, the mage hand is nice. It kind of works as a light. A tiny bit. Okay, I guess we're going to try to go to the top and go through the pillar. This seems crazy thing to do, but we'll try. Okay, so we want to teleport to... Tolstad. And then I think we try. So wish us luck. Hope we don't die. Okay.
Standing here at the pillar, you realize your goal is close. The quest is near finished, but you do not have a method to enter this esoteric relic. Not yet.
So, right. I should speak with Viskin. He might know something about this. Right, I'll have to look around, ask around, and so on. Fuck, man. I really thought we had it. The other option other than Viskin was, I think the Sphinx, right? I think so. Okay, let's go talk to the Sphinx and see if we can get the riddle again. Because I thought it was saying Divine Smite, man. You think so? I sure do. Okay. See if she'll tell me the hard riddle again here. Okay. Oh. Can you tell me the riddle again? Okay. Found within arcane... Okay. Yeah. Found within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Folk and gods and thronging herds, a man divine alone, howls his words. Well, maybe it's... What do we have? Speak with plants, enhance ability. It does say primal string, so I'm wondering if it's like a druidic thing, maybe? Oh, maybe it's... Oh, maybe... Oh, maybe we just need to do one... Oh, wait a minute, guys. Do we need to do... Does it tell us what type of... Okay, hold on. First of all... Okay, thank you. Like, take a look. Arcane, primal, and divine. I wonder if it just needs... We just need a spell of each of those. But I know that Snell can't be here. I have to be alone. So, we gotta tell him. I have some stuff to take care of by myself for a second. I don't think so. Yeah, just for now. I've got some stuff to handle solo. Uh-huh. And I'll what? Go stand around the garden till you come pick me up? Yeah, that'd be great, actually. It won't be long.
Cleric, I've been assigned by Lady Sageleaf herself to watch over these proceedings. The Halfway Tribe has a vested interest in keeping these secrets safe, and she absolutely does not trust you to handle this yourself. But if you're insisting on it, I am, actually. Jesus. I'll come pick you up later, okay? Fine. And he leaves, and now we're alone.
That's crazy. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this. And then... Shit, I've already forgotten. Can we look at our spells and see which one's listed as which? Arcane. Okay. Divine. Shit, I did it in the wrong order already. Okay, this is fun. So I wonder if we can do... Okay, I wonder if we do Arcane, Druid, and Divine. Oh, that didn't work. Do I have to stand here, maybe? Do I have to be, like, on one of these plates, maybe? By the door? Oh my god. Nice! Bitch! We did it! I did it! I did it!
My. Go on in then, if you dare. Let's see that one more time, little one.
Oh. Do you think we could be like, hey, buddy? This is horrifying and very scary. Okay, cool. Cool. Dude, I was waiting for Divine Smite, man. Be Beyond? Oh, shit. Okay, how about this? Do we do... Oh, we gotta go give those back to her, by the way. How about we do our sending stone? Wait, what? Did it say? It said I can't use this in the... Did it say I couldn't use this? I think I can't use this. Oh no. Okay. Do we think... I just don't want to leave Snell behind, I promised. I think if I leave and come back, it's going to make me do it again, but I'll just do it again then. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
But since you've opened the vault in the tavern, it doesn't seem to work. Holy shit, dude. Well, I can either walk to go get him. Yeah, because it looks like even if he was with me, I wouldn't be able to do this. Okay. Here we go. Ooh. Do we get something from that? I'm just looking at our question tree. No. Okay. It's here. All right. Why does it say it's an easy riddle? Oh boy. I'm nervous, okay? Hello? This is horrifying. There's someone there. Why is there a ... above it? A chest. No, 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 no. There's someone there. Stop it. Who is sitting right here? Oh, that's horrifying. Minus deck of many things. -4 wisdom. A deck. A deck of cards? Yes. Oh, it's a mimic. Oh god, are we about to die? It feels heavy in your hands. This is... There is death in this deck. You sense an overwhelming power looking at you. A voice in the beyond telling you, commanding you to close your eyes. Oh no! The darkness wins. You do as it asks. Or perhaps the darkness simply accepted you as its own, as it envelops the rest of you. What? The deck of cards is still with you. Should I draw from it? You could do that, but it is wise not to. Am I dead? No, not this time. But you have been moved. Oh my god. Open your eyes, and as you do, you find yourself on the floor of the tavern. The Sphinx sips her wine barrel and laughs at you. You found it then. How interesting.
In front of you, on the ground, you see that fancy zinc container.
The deck of many things is yours. Do with it as you please. I'm sorry. Okay, so sorry. Are you telling me that you've been guarding a deck of many things for millennia? That's absurd. Okay. Sure. That seems absurd. What does it even do? It better give me 1,000,000 spells. -4 wisdom! The cards are enclosed with a fine zinc container. Holding it gives you an overwhelming sense of dread. I'm gonna examine it, dude. It is heavy in your hands. One card juts out invitingly as you hold it up. Fate is sealed. Does PB not know? What is the deck of many things? No, I don't know. All I know... Okay, here's what I know about the deck of many things. It's an item that you, like... I don't know what it does in D&D. Hold on. Should I look this up? It's a famous D&D item. Oh my god, dude. Here's what I know about the deck of many things. I know that you can get it. You can, like... It's like a deck that has all the spells in it, right? Oh no. I'm thinking deck of many things as in... It's like animated spell cards. But no. It can be good or bad. Oh no. But here's the thing. Our wisdom said not to open it. And I feel like, is it like almost kind of a weird, this is a real 50-50 for you. Okay. This is an understatement. Fate is sealed. The cards are placed. Only the wild dwarf can ever change this order. Let's draw cards. Is it dangerous to draw a card? Yes. It is designed to kill you or make you powerful. Okay. I say we leave this alone for now, right? Well, the wild dwarf must be our buddy, right? The miner that we found underground. Oh, wait. Hold on. I don't want to leave yet. I need you to help me. You said you would help me. The deck of many things. That is your reward. Yes. But firstly, I must congratulate you. Very well done, cleric, for solving my riddle. I'm going to be polite and say that was a fun riddle. Fun? Sure. I'll take it. She sips on her wine. The esoteric challenge of it is the biggest hurdle, of course. And while I want to avoid inflating that ego of yours, little one, you do have quite the mastery over strings. Or, at the very least, some type of natural inclination. Oh God, I'm the greatest wizard. You're not the first to say that. The towers taught me a lot. I have to just be polite. The towers taught me a lot. That is very humble of you. She purrs out her next sentence as she leans in. Now, as for the deck. Yeah? Yes. I am destined to warn you, cleric. There are few who have drawn those cards. Some will spell fortune, some death. It is the biggest gamble of your life, and you will never know the true odds. If you are willing to throw everything away to grasp for that small sliver of potential, then draw. Otherwise, I suggest leaving it be. Once you do draw, or rather once you stop drawing, it will return to the confines of the vault. How many cards can I draw? As many as you wish. But remember, several of them will either kill you or completely destroy your life. So I suppose it's more like until you draw one of those. Okay. What happens if someone else solves the riddle while I have the deck? They get the second prize, of course. What's that? A date with me. You're messing with me. Yes, little one. She lets out a quick chortle. If anyone were to solve it before you've used it up, the deck will simply be teleported back, leaving your draws forfeit. So there's a time limit. Not in stone, but yes. I always imagined that was to keep anyone from just placing it in their own vault, you know? But it's not like people are solving my riddles every day here. You have time. Do not worry. Wait, do you know what all the cards do? Some of them. I've been around for quite a while, after all. But I'm not allowed to say much. I can just tell you some of the highs and lows, fortune or death. Thank you for the info. I will consider it. The Sphinx nods. I need help entering the Pillar of Yore. Now, that was not a request I expected today. Might I ask why? It's got to do with the tea shop. I see. How mysterious. The Sphinx ponders you while sipping on her wine. This is no small request, cleric. But since you have proven yourself worthy, perhaps a gate shall be braved by this mortal, despite the era. She smiles. Thank you. It is appreciated. Don't get ahead of yourself. She puts down her wine barrel. Each gate has an attunement, a fine attunement, a very specific series of strings. One way to sneak in through the cracks is to carry a key, one attuned to those strings. Bring me a gemstone, cleric, an emerald to be precise. I shall attune it to the pillar's gate, allowing you to pass through. Where do I find one of those? Good question. They're quite expensive, after all. But unless you've got the funds, I suppose I would suggest looking in the... what do you people call it? Oh, the city below. There are many treasures hidden there. And you'll just turn it into a key? More or less, yes. Just like that? She shrugs. Okay, I'll go find one of those gemstones. I wish you luck then, cleric.
You have not encountered any emeralds so far. However, perhaps one could be discovered in the city below.
Okay. I know... Jesus, I know what we need to do now, right? I think we all know what we need to do. Right? We all know what we have to do. Right now. Right? Let's do it. Let's draw from the deck of many things. Imagine if it ruined your save on a bad pull. Holy fuck, dude. Maybe I should make another save. Save scum, only good cards from the deck. No, we're not going to do that. But we are gonna pull from the deck. We have to, dude. Here's why. Because we took the trust in God ability, voices of God bullshit, where it's like the craziest luck. So we got to do it.
Are you certain?
Such esoteric might could be quite useful. Just remember the statistic. If your first card is a bad one, keep drawing until you get a good one. This is how you solve the puzzle deck. Oh my god. Oh, we're pulling from it. The vellum material of the card feels light as you grab it.
You hear a whisper, a groan more like.
A deep, unnerving part of you is screaming to throw everything away through miraculous fate. You flip it over. It says, Rogue. Seconds after you see its face, the card turns to dust in your hand. An eerie feeling rushes over you. The rogue means someone will turn against you in the world. Whoa! Who exactly is unclear, so look forward to that. Whoa! We gotta do another one! It says balance. Hey, look, I'm doing the playthrough that you don't have to do, okay? You don't have to do this one. You feel an urge to say one of 6 sentences. You must speak now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to be strong. I want to be quick. I want to be durable. I want to be smart. I want to be wise, and I want to be loved. I want to be durable, baby. What will you give up? Strength, baby. Balance is achieved. Ability score decreased by 2. What do you guys think? What do you think? Is that enough? I ask you, Have we had enough? No. It says gem. With a poof, the card disappears out of your hand, replaced by a heavily, fancily embroidered bag. Inside, you find amber nickels. You know intuitively how much money you hold. 50,000 crowns? Yo! Let's go buy an emerald, bitch! Look! Look! Look at these shiny coins! You struck it big, baby! Holy shit! Now you just gotta keep this money safe in your little pouch of holding and invest it! Invest! Make it grow! Is my life gonna change now? Okay, it's not that much money, but it's a first step towards real wealth. Generational wealth, which includes creating new generations. Time to spread that seed, man. Ew. What should I do with this money? There's magazines in the kiosk. There's merchants on the streets. But right now, just keep it. You don't want to alert anyone that you're in the upper class just yet. Oh my God, guys. Are we drawing another card? I feel like that was 3. We should stop there, right? Right? We drew another one, and it says skull, so I think we're about to die. Deep, unending dread. In the darkness, you see a figure, a silhouette. Oh, God! Hello, it says. No, it is the darkness. Breathe heavily. It's been a while. Okay. The truth is revealed. I have been suspecting that we've been like dead, that we died. We didn't just get fished out, that we are resurrected. And this might confirm it, dude. This is crazy. Been a while.
You feel at home hearing its voice.
I mean, we assumed that incoming. What? Never mind. Let's just get it done. I'm not really busy, but let's just say this is my least favorite part of the gig. Hold on a second. Who are you? Shiver uncontrollably. I am Death. Oh. Yeah. And you're here too. I'm here for you. Are you ready? My body is sacred, but my soul is steadfast. That's what they all say. Am I that predictable? I'm joking. That's actually a pretty cool thing to tell Death. Oh, I really shouldn't have drawn that card. Now that's what they all say. That is fantastic exchange. Holy shit. All right. Let's try it. Charisma, DC 16, guys. Oh, man. This is tough. It's daunting. We have a -1 in our charisma. I'm going to try to convince Death that we need to live. Now would be a crazy time to roll that thing, you know? Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, I thought it was happening. No. We don't have time for that. Shit. Don't you... Be present and make your choice. I refuse. I'm going to refuse Death. Of course you do. Which game do you want? And nothing silly either. Pure skill or fair chance. A game? Oh, sorry. You're new to this. I'll decide for you. Rock, paper, scissors. I know that game. I sure hope so. It's one of the core games. Core games? Let's not talk history. I count to 3. On 3, not before 3 or on a hidden silent 4, we hold out one of the 3. Rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper beats rock. Okay. Out of the darkness, you see a 5-fingered hand. It's pale and ethereal. 1, 2, 3. We gotta go rock only because we're the cleric, right? Constitution. All right. You hold out your hand and Death throws out his bony hand exactly and simultaneously, as if a shadowy mirror stood before you. Scissors. Death's hand is held out in 2 sprouts. Welp, you got me. Holy shit, dude! That did not just happen. Suddenly the darkness disappears and you find yourself standing in reality once more. Nice guy. There's no way we do this one more time, guys, right? Like, we should learn our lesson and not draw another card. We literally beat death at rock, paper, scissors. It would be fucking foolish to draw another card. Like, it would just be pure, unadulterated madness. It says, Jester. As the card turns to dust, the tiny cloud of gray wraps around your hand, leaving a mark on your wrist. One you believe to be just ash at first, but it appears permanent. An image of a smiling, winking face. What? How strange. The fates are spinning your string along a tube. It will go smoother. The Jester. That's the best card in the deck. It will cause you to succeed in life from what you've heard. A permanent advantage. What? Okay. I'm gonna try jumping as high as I can.
You jump a decent amount, but you felt like it was easier than usual. Somehow.
What does that mean? You will always be at an advantage in anything you attempt to do. What? No way, dude. What? Holy shit. This is, as you know now, the best card in the deck. We're gonna feel good, dude. And that's it. We did it. We beat death, and then we got a fucking Jester, man. Are you kidding me? That's our story. What if we drew again, though? Listen, I would sit here and I would draw until the worst of the worst because I find it very interesting. But I feel like for our story, this is crazy. Right? Because like that is the story of the cleric that we know so far that we've been playing. We have beat death, come back, and then everyone's like, man, you're weird. There's something weird about you. You're weirdly lucky. We got $50,000. We beat death and we're at permanent advantage now, guys. This is the time to stop. Man. As you mentally decide to not draw another card, the deck appears to react to it. This is interesting. I wonder if it would show you what you would have drawn. The card jutting out retracts in an instant. Then the zinc begins to glow, faintly blue. With a quick pop, the deck is all the remaining cards suddenly disappear from your grip. No fanfare, no esoteric particles. It just blinked out of existence. Well, that's that. Dude, that's crazy. Okay, now we have to save for create a new save file. Deck of many things. Post haste. Okay. At some point, I don't want to go back right now, but at some point we got to go back and see what would have happened had we continued going. But I don't want to ruin the narrative story that we have either. So I like that we stopped there, so I don't want to spoil it. That was crazy, dude. Also, I am very intrigued by somebody who's on our side is going to betray us. I hope it's not our boy. I'll be very sad. But also, I understand. We rolled from the deck. Man, that's crazy. That's so fun. Okay. Now, can we now do the sending stone, I wonder? You hold up the pebble. Yep. Okay, now we can. So... All right. Perfect. He's here. We're ready to go. So we need an emerald. So the first thing I'm going to do with our fucking money is go shopping, bitch. Let's go. I'd like to browse your wares. Great. What can I interest you in? For example, she taps a brass bottle sitting on the shelf behind her. See this empty Ifriti bottle? Once housed a fire spirit, it did. Now it's empty, but still enchanted with great power of the fiery elemental plane. Excuse me? Is this... Do you think this is from... Do you think if we... Hold on. Do you think if we buy this and take this downstairs that it might react? How much money do we actually have? 50,000? We're buying everything. We're buying it all. Maybe not all of it, but I will do the empty Ifriti bottle because that is interesting to me. I don't need the rest of it. I don't know what the elven ointment is. Guys, I think that if we take this and let the thing out, hold on. I think if we take this thing and let the spirit out, we can catch it in the bottle. Didn't you unseal them already? We didn't, dude. We let one spirit out, but not the fire Ifriti. I literally was like, let's do it. And then I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but we're going to try it now, dude. Are you kidding me? I don't know what the helmet is or if it's... You know what? We're fine, guys. We've got the luck of the gods. We don't need a helmet. Okay. That's what I'm going to say to myself every time I get on my bicycle from now on. Okay. We're going, guys. We're going. We're going to see if this works, man. This may or may not work, guys. This may just be absurd. Overthinking the situation, but we have to try it. What a crazy situation that was. My God. Okay. This music is so good. Do they have this on vinyl? The OST? This one's the Ifriti, right? So what I think I want to do is we want to grab the bottle. Advantage against elementals. A genie once made this lamp its home. Okay. We're going to do this. Okay. It gives us -1 to our constitution, but our constitution's now 20. Holy shit, dude. Okay. So, let's do dexterity, constitution, wisdom, advantage against elementals, advantage in esoteric events, and wisdom. Ooh, what's this? What? Oh, is this a new spot? Can't equip text there. Well, what can I equip there? Oh, we got a new item slot. Advantage against aberrations. Okay, cool. Do I want to give myself some strength here? Because it's 7 now. I've fucking ruined everything, dude. I'm at a -2 with strength. Yeah, fuck it. We're good. All right, now I'm going to save. Create a new save file. Afridi experiment. And by experiment, I mean science. Okay, let's go, baby. Use the empty Afridi bottle on the door, dude. Oh my god! You pull out the colorful bottle. Empty. Waiting.
Huh?
The door begins to shake.
You hold up the bottle's mouth toward the door and push it forward.
No! No! What are you doing? The seal shatters, but instead of freedom. No! Curse you, no! The Afridi is pulled esoterically from the sealed vessel to another sealed vessel, ending up in the bottle, screaming, raging, helpless. The bottle grows hot in your hand. Then, quiet. The door is cold and empty.
Oh, right. So that's what that thing was. Brutal.
You can feel it seething inside. 1,000 years of fury. Whoa! I shake the bottle. Don't. Muffled screaming from inside. How horrifying. Woo! I've got a genie in a bottle now.
I am quite mad at you, but yes, you've got me.
The bottle says in a teeny tiny voice.
Alas, I will be stuck in here for another decade, which is numerically better than another millennium in a snail prison.
Why a decade?
Whoever made this shitty bottle put it in as a rule, most likely to make whoever seals a creature inside more likely to hide it in a trove of some sort. I'm going to sit here for 10 years, then the next person to rub it is going to get me as a great advisor and servant for a bit. Then I'm heading straight back to Ukul. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to take a nap. Wake me up if you still own me next decade.
The voice goes silent. Huh. He wasn't as bad as I assumed, considering the flames. All right. Cool. Yeah, he was very scary. Should we just let him go, guys? I just wanted to see if it would work. That's crazy. Oh my god. It gives you one intelligence, wisdom, and constitution. Oh shit, buddy. Well, those are my stats, actually. I'm gonna keep you in your little bottle. I'm so sorry. I actually think our cleric would probably let him go. Oh man, I can't believe that worked. Man, oh, what a cool thing to do for the game. That's incredible. Okay, well now we kind of have to see, don't we? Right? Now we have to see what happens when you let all of them out, right? Oh, why am I like this? Okay. We're here. There are 4 lights. This is really bad, and I know it. That guy wasn't so bad. This other guy's not so bad. But somebody in here is going to fuck us up, and I suspect it's the woman who was like, please help my husband. I think she's just going to fuck up our day. Oh my god, look at all the seals on it, you guys. Sell this one for their own. Placed across the surface, you see pieces of paper covered in ancient writing. Here we go, I'm ripping the seals. As your fingers touch the paper, the symbol upon its surface lights up just for a split second. Then, all at once, as your fingers drag through it, the paper crumbles into bright, white ash. Nothing appears to happen with the door. Snell looks at the dissolving dust, then to you.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, always, Snell. Always. I mean, I definitely don't know what I'm doing, but I guess we're lying to Snell now.
Sure, I believe you.
He actually does believe you.
Okay, I have no idea what just happened. How are we not dead yet? Okay, we're gonna rip down the seal. You reach for the paper.
You reach for the paper.
Your fingers brush the crude drawing.
The moment you touch it, pain. Esoteric energy surges through your arm like lightning.
Damn!
Primal and arcane. Oh, primal and arcane. Powerful, precise.
But you cannot stop now. It is already in your hand.
Oh my god, our strength is terrible, so we're gonna push through the pain. Yo, 17. Nice.
Grit your teeth. Ignore it. Your palm flat against the seal.
The energy fights back. Burnin', searing.
But you hold.
The paper begins to crack. Glowing lines split across its surface.
And
Paper crumbles into ash, and nothing happens with the door. It remains shut. Well, that was awful. Oh no. Is it not gonna happen? Oh no. Is it not gonna happen until we go back into the room? Oh no. Oh no. Nothing happened. Interesting. Oh! Okay, it's a fake door. Okay. Weird. Oh! Oh, this seems like a bad idea. You approach the magic circle. Each of the 4 stones around it are glowing. The goblin looks around.
looks clear, I think.
Iskurum. It is broken. The seal is unleashed. Oh, this was the husband she wanted us to free? Oh, guys, we made a huge mistake. Holy crap. Oh, no. Oh, my God, but he looks so cool. It's a snail. Snell takes a few more steps back.
Uh-huh.
Hello up there? You then watch as the snail folk of a bygone era slams into the ground. Oh my God, guys. All of his kind are dead. I stare at the snail. Iskurum, cord puller. You watch the creature shake and snivel, its flabby skin moving about freely, its glistening surface reflecting the light. I look at his shell. It's covered in trinkets, books, vials, and all manner of esotericals. There is no doubt, this is a wizard of the highest degree.
His staff gives off a faint glow in the dark of the temple as well.
A gate-era artifact. I'm preparing to approach the strange snail, but I'm sure he's going to try to kill me, right? I don't imagine he speaks... Let's comprehend languages. Okay. Guys, this is crazy. They shine. The snail lifts its head. Flurp. Sorry? The snail holds up his open hand, 4 fingers stretched out. Then he twists them with a snap.
There we go. That should be better. I always keep a tongue prepared for this specific situation. Nothing as awkward as dealing with foreign dignitaries when you've run out of your slots. I am Misk Urum, cord puller of the Taulan Empire, master of the path, servant of Yor, lord researcher, and diplomat of peace.
He lowers his soft head all the way to the ground. I am Ragan. Greetings. By Yor. Do not worry, Mr. Ragan Cleric. I am not poisonous, nor do I hold any ill will. You did not mention that. How is...
Apologies. I cannot help it.
What? The snail is inside you. Guys, it's mind reading.
That's not the kind of phrasing I'd use, but yes.
Snell squints and stares at you both.
Hold on. Is this some kind of wizard thing?
Green One, you do not appear to be as loud on the strings as your iron friend here.
The snail leans upon his staff.
I cannot help but hear everything you think, cleric. It was cleric, was it not? What a fascinating meeting we have here. Now
The snailman looks around, leaning on his staff.
My mind seems to have slipped a bit. You couldn't care for some exposition?
Be careful what you think. He'll hear it. He hears this right now. What's the last thing you remember? His eyes retract close to the base as he mutters.
Oh no. I was on trial.
For what?
I doomed us all to the flames of Esoteric. It was entirely my fault.
What did you do?
I made a deal with the Red One.
He mutters to himself, trying to remember.
It is difficult to read his body language for obvious reasons. However, you get the feeling as he recalls more, he grows more shaken. Sooth, the great dragon of Tulam, our band. I was the diplomat who enacted the plan of peace. We invited the dragon for an exchange of knowledge. Truth is, I was greedy. I wanted those strange draconic techniques, the power words. I was not alone in my hubris, nor did I set this plan in motion myself, but it was me who put it in motion.
You were betrayed?
Please stop.
Sorry. The snail man looks pointedly around the room. Or at least you think he does. It's more of a gurgling sound.
I am personally responsible for the deaths of approximately 50,000 to 100,000 of my kin. Esoteric went back on his word. He used his unorthodox magic to disrupt our many, many mages. Then he burned the entire city. The towers fell. The screams. The heat.
So like that thing that ruined all the goblin also stares at the snail man. How did you survive?
Oh, the same way the rest did. We were, as they say, lucky. We were not close enough to his anti-magic, and I could resist his stunning shriek. We fled downward, as Esoteric claimed our city as his new throne. We fled even deeper. A few thousand of us. The ones who remained we hid in.
He taps his staff onto the tiles.
This place. It is where we kept our foulest prisoners. It became a base in which we organized resistance, although some were not so keen to work with someone like me, a traitor.
How long were you down here?
Months. It did not take long for a divide to build.
And what did you do here?
Debate, mostly. One camp were for leaving entirely, another wanted to turn to Yor for guidance. I ended up wanting to leave with my wonderful Tut.
Tut. Tut? He shakes his head.
Sorry, no, the voice who won in the end, they sought a more permanent solution to the dragon fire through primal pagan magic. I did not believe in that for a second.
So they imprisoned you for inviting the dragon?
That, among other things. I was never the most liked snail on the coast, but they wanted an offering. Someone to pin the blame.
He grows silent. His eyes shiver.
The snail is beginning to think about things he does not want to think about.
You've been imprisoned here for a very long time.
How long?
His eyes retract, as if he does not want an answer to his question. When were you imprisoned?
I'm assuming an era of dragons occurred after our reign. However, we ruled in the aftermath of the shutting of the gates. It had been 211 years since then, the year when our city burned.
Oh my God. That would be almost 2,000 years ago? He grips his staff and you can hear it crack, or creak.
Millennia? I was in stasis for millennia?
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Good gods. His eyes shoot out, aiming around the room. He's alone. His entire folk type has been wiped from the map before humans even held their own kingdoms.
I am alone. There is no one. Is there?
He shakes his staff and his stalk eyes wiggle around the air. A faint glow appears as he mutters a few words to himself.
I see snails, yes, but...
We have a ton of snails in Norvik, but only hail snails.
No, no, no. Is this what you made of yourselves?
He stops casting the spell, his head falling forward towards the ground.
Rema, you fool! You led them into this primal state? Degenerative, frozen, monstrous beaks, hail snails.
He lets out a mad laugh.
They wanted to use the primal cold to break the dragon's fire. That bastard. He led them into pure de-evolution. It is a nightmare. Oh, by yours grace, tell me, how did you break the stasis I was in?
I
think it. You, cleric. Imagine it in your head now, please.
He's gonna hate this because I had to let really bad people out, I think. But I am gonna tell him the truth.
That Irma, she was in an iron door. They threw her in an iron door for millennia.
His eyes droop down towards the ground.
I cannot believe it. My actions caused... I ruined my people. I brought the flames. I divided them. Yet, in the end, I did not even pay for my crimes with my life. Instead, I pay
standing here, alone among the ash. Iascani and Tut. She endured the most torturous existence known to sentience, her soul slowly withering inside of that hellish prison. Yet after all that, in the end,
Her last thoughts were of you. He lets out a grunt, then a painful howl. Then he roars in a deep, bubbling scream, causing his glistening flesh to vibrate. And we stare at him. When he stops, he takes his staff and slams it into the ground.
I reject this string. Yours words do not speak of a humble nature. He broke off this world to make his own path. I will do exactly the same.
Alt realities? Bro, shut up. Shut up. Is he gonna take us in through the gate? Fuck off, dude.
What are you talking about? He lets out a gust of wind.
I can fix this.
What?
Yeah, what? Fix what?
My dear Tut was destroyed by an iron prison. That leaves her soul in pieces, not quite dead, not quite in existence. But I am cord puller Isk Urim. I wield strings like Yor himself. From this day on, I no longer seek power, nor achieve greatness, nor will I build empires. I will only perform one miracle. I will resurrect her. Then I will pay her back 1,000-fold for her unyielding love and devotion.
Okay, Theo. What kind of resurrection?
True resurrection. Not easy, especially when the strings are this weak. An ebb, surely.
What? Can you tell me more about?
Yes, anything you need. I am in your debt as well, of course.
He mutters to himself and leans on his staff.
I now have a time limit, cleric. In 200 years, the fragments of my wife's soul will leave this plane forever, and then I can no longer resurrect her. And it will take time, but it can be done. Anything can be done.
He is coping, but not in a terribly destructive way.
Fuck yes. You need anything, just let me know.
Thank you, my green friend.
Holy shit, dude. I'm so glad we did this. Oh my god. I am so glad we did this on this specific playthrough. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Do you know how to enter the pillar? Do you have any questions, about all the stuff you've missed? So you're a wizard. Can you teach me magic? You keep mentioning what do you know about the guy?
Man, this is crazy. Holy shit, man. This was great. Do you have any questions? Let's ask him if he has any questions.
A couple of thousand of them, yes. I will also, of course, dive into whatever libraries you have available for information soon enough. You do still have libraries, I hope.
We have the library just south of here. I can get you access if I put in an application. That's crazy. I've seen books all over the place. You can always go around and ask to check them out. I'm going to say the second one.
Interesting. So your people are very open-minded then?
Sometimes.
That pale man looks like an interesting spellcaster. We will see how they react.
Wow. I suppose. And I think about what Norvik looks like these days. He nods and his eyes jut out.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to navigating your society.
I could also put in an application at the Darrowinian, what the fuck? Darrowin Library, just south of here.
Oh, grand. Please do. Is that your local government, Darrow?
I think about it so that he can get it, right?
I see. Also, I need to ask, what is this south?
South?
Yes?
South is south.
Ah. This must be some common knowledge. Please elaborate.
It's a direction, downwards on the map.
Interesting. Do you not use inwards and outwards, with and against?
As above and so below, Widdershins, let's go! The scholarly version is seaward and inland. Which one's forward in your case?
With is when you move along the coast, with the movement of the sun.
Widdershin and Diasol, yeah!
Against is against the sun's movement.
Ah, then we use west for with then, and east for against.
I see. Do you know the etymological origin of those words? I find your use of them quite fascinating, especially the fact my tongue spell does not localize them.
I'm gonna imagine a map.
Interesting. That you base your directions on a map is very different from our way of navigation. Later, I will very much love to pore over your findings and documents, especially those maps.
So what do you want to ask? He lets out a bubbling noise. Timeline.
I can see images of your current world. In your mind, your city called Norvik. You live upon the ruins of my people's creations. Very interesting. But I am interested in how you got there. You appear to be human, yes? I remember the dragons of the east bringing your people to the coast as servants. Slaves, rather. When did you break your chains?
It was during the Fade era. Well, we can just think about it, right?
It was. I see. I'm both relieved and extremely happy to hear of their demise.
You're welcome.
But I must ask, whatever happened to Asuth? His downfall must have been at the hands of some great warrior.
Oh, I know that one. Sorry, my cat's losing his mind, guys. I'm going to finish this dialogue and then we'll end stream here. The little and the large, and I'm going to think about the story. And we read this one. The gnome befriended the Mist Titan. The greatest of friends.
You're kidding. That is very good. Very, very good. An ironic end for such a horrid beast, defeated by friendship.
He lets out a bubbling laugh. Humans of old Dimenor broke free and built kingdoms. The snail reacts. His eyes go quiet for a while as he listens to your thoughts.
Do go on.
The Fade era after Gate era lasted about 1,000 years. The Divine era then lasted a bit less than 400 years. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna go here.
Ah, you at the start of a new era then. What do you call it?
The post-war era.
Oh, the arcane era brought with it a most foul war then? I could only imagine. Myself, I too, was born in a time after war. The Gate War, but my father saw the end of it in his youth. I will make sure to read about it more, but what caused this great war?
Humans. Right? We did it.
Can see that. I can similarly not in any way tell you the real reason behind the Gate War, but since it's closer in the timeline, if I may ask, how did your Coast War end?
Interesting. Magic stopped being as potent.
Fascinating. It is understandable that there is no clear answer to such a complex conflict. As per usual, the victor will write the notes on history, however, so I will be sure to read with critical stock. And your people then, they fled the Arcanists during the war? I seem to get that impression from images I keep seeing.
Oh my god, I hope he can't see me naked. Try your best not to imagine yourself naked. Oh my god, I hope he can't see me without the helm. Try your best not to imagine yourself without the helm. That's hilarious. What exactly can you see out of my thoughts? Dude, this is good. I'm gonna do the helm.
Joke's on you. You can't even remember what you look like.
Nothing too personal so far, thank your. Some esoterically attuned people cannot help themselves. It's honestly quite dangerous at times. My old rival used to run into my laboratory and think very loud and grimy things, the most heinous scenarios you could imagine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You're quite the frayed fellow, aren't you?
Yes, I am. His eye stalks glare at you in silence.
Case in point.
Dude, we can't ask him who you're voting for in the election, but we gotta.
The what?
We have our first ever election soon. You should vote.
Voting? Hold on, do you select your leaders through election?
Yeah, we're starting to.
Fascinating. Is this an elective system for landowners or mages, or
everyone gets to vote? You just have to live here.
Huh. You've shocked him. I did not expect something like that. Such a liberal paradise. Well, I'm not one to judge these futuristic ideas. I must investigate. Tell me, what do you vote for? Kings? Governments?
Parties with different ideologies on how to run the city of Norvik.
Parties? How glib.
The Asgulls are the future of this city. They are the oh man, it'd be so nice to say the Agrarian Party won't win, but they are my choice. Oh man, that's brutal.
That is amazing.
He lets out a blubbering noise.
This is laughter. Listening to all that, I would say I would actually vote for the Arcanists. Seems like they would be most esoterically attuned party, which fits my ideals. However, in my experience, a group of wizards working together tends to end up being quite the mass, but my heart still leans in that direction. I'll have to go see for myself once it is time.
He lets out more blubbering noises. His eyes behold you knowingly. Bro, can you teach me magic?
Oh, teaching. That is not my specialty. If you have any questions, I can always share my knowledge. But beyond that, I'm afraid I can only offer some spell scrolls.
What does ebb mean? His eyes dart around.
You want a definition?
It's just, I've heard that word a lot, but I don't think I understand it completely. His eyes jitter a bit.
Ebb is defined as an effective anti-magic.
Oh.
It is when the flow of magic is ebbed, lowered, ceased. It is a word I do not like for many reasons. For one, it was a tool used by our enemies in the Gate War. to sink yours realm, they wished to quell his strings. Then, of course, it was the dragon Asuth. His betrayal began by the casting of horrid and terribly effective spell, power word ebb.
Oh my god. A 9th level spell? Power word ebb.
Puts a clamp on your strings. A large area, I believe up to 1,000 feet, becomes void of higher tier magics, and lower tier magics becomes unstable. Yet it is no simple anti-magic field. It is not an area of suppression magic. It is the literal editing of the strings themselves. It cuts off flow to the strings, flow from the past and future, a ripple of non-magic through time. I will be honest, I have no clue what the exact parameters of casting such a spell would be, nor what the long-term effects are. But it does sound to me like your era has been affected by some terrible ebbings. For your strings seem to me as if they are clamped and clutched, as if struggling to breathe.
Someone cast a bunch of ebb spells?
That is a lot of questions. I'll say possibly, probably, not really, and strings are drawn from one point to another in time, cleric. They go through time. This is, of course, only a theory of mine when it comes to esoteric effects, pocket events, and so on, but what makes an esoteric ebb so powerful is the sheer time frame of it. The consequences can be unfelt for centuries. That is what makes yours esoteric magic so powerful and so dangerous. No sane being can calculate beyond the 3rd dimension, not at least beyond some abstract, impractical sense. We are not made for it. But that doesn't stop me from researching it, or at least until Asuth did.
Hey, Nurg, thank you so much for 40 months. Orcish, thank you so much for the raid. What were you doing today?
Now he's getting sad again.
How do I learn high tier magic?
Time and effort, cleric. I remember when we caught a batch of students about to rush out into the wild to burn some fey creatures with fireballs. They said they needed the experience. The wisdom of yore teaches us otherwise. Repeated exercise does build muscle memory, yes. However, true experience is bought from novelty. Be interesting. Your future and high-tier magic will be born from that.
Wow. Bruh. What do you know about your strings? He holds out a hand and casts Prestidigitation!
When Yor crafted the coast, he did not make it from scratch. Dazzling lights spawn out of his palm.
Oh, sorry. Dazzling lights spawn out of his palm, forming a collection of gleaming lights. Stars.
He based his design on other worlds, the landscape, the water, the wind, the biome, as well as the magic. In most other realms, from what our history teaches us, ley lines, as in the thing we channel magic from, is usually formed as a web, a network, a weaving, a series of nodes connected. This design was fundamental and solid. It connected so many material realms to the outer ones. As in, they were not just one. The solid world of mortals on one side, the worlds with all the angels and demons and non-mortals on the other, a magic web interconnecting them.
They don't live on the same world?
He nods. Yor did something different.
Realities, bro!
He created the strings. Instead of having a series of nodes with connections between them, his ley lines were simply just nodes. They contain a sort of esoteric vector, intensity, delta, rush tone. Some call it color. Various difficult to parse parameters. Instead of being interconnected, they simply bump into one another physically. That is how they interact, to put in a simple metaphor. However, Yor did something ingenious here. He took the design of those interconnected webs and repurposed them, not to connect to one another, but to connect with themselves, over time itself. Connected from the past, through the present to the future, a straight line, a chord, a string.
Remember, he's reading your mind.
Every option you think of will be presented to him all at once. What difference does it make in the comparison to that web design? Why did Yor make the strings in such a way? Do you think the Arcanist screw so powerful due to figuring out your secrets? Is there a magic capable of flowing backwards through time? All right, thank you. That should be every question I have about the strings.
Okay, that is a lot to take in all at once.
This mind reading makes conversation highly efficient.
I'll take your questions one by one if that is okay. Starting off, compared to the original web design, which I sadly have not been able to investigate myself, I'm basing all my findings off data retrieved from my forebears. There seems to be almost no real difference on the surface level. Channeling magic from a practical art works fundamentally the same, drawing powers from the network using verbal, somatic, and components to steer this power in a certain direction. However, this change, making the network into strings, changes how magic flows. Instead of being focused on one point in time, it is constantly connected to the past and present. Part of that power is leaked in each direction. Now, this does not happen in some degree in a normal web-based node system. That's how divination magic works. But instead of it happening in a natural way, just like we remember where we were a second ago, so does magic. Just like we can extrapolate on current information in order to reach conclusions about the future, so does magic. The strings, instead, are directly connected. It would be as if we constantly saw ourselves in the past, alongside our present, with glimpses of the future. Like a constant, permanent form of divination magic. It's quite difficult to imagine, really. To answer your second question, I do not know why Yor made the strings this way. There are theories. He could have done it to perform some type of chronomancy. Perhaps it was simply an experiment. My personal belief is simply that Yor found it efficient. By leaking esoteric energies to the past and future, it would make sense that we were able to build a much more potent acceleration in our spells. How this works in practice, none can tell, not since the gates closed. As to your third question, yes, it sounds as if your Arcanists did uncover many of the same mysteries we worked on. However, it does sound as if Yor abandoned them in a way not too dissimilar to our own. Finally, your fourth question. Chronomancy is a topic many wizards dream of as they study. I must disappoint you. There are no ways beyond divination, those little peeks behind the curtain to tamper with time. As the strings move forward, Yor watches us go along with them. That is one of the messages we received from him all those years ago. He is watching. This is so our one chance to make our choices, so make them well. You are beyond. The rules do not apply. Interesting. Well, if you find yourself beyond, do let me know. I'd love to investigate.
Thank you. That was very informative.
No problem. I'm no lecturer, so apologies if I'm ranting too much.
Man. Do you have any spell scrolls I could have?
Oh, only a dozen or so. They're deep in my shell. Are there any you're interested in? I can dig in and get one for you.
He retracts one of his arms into his shell. Bro, what do we want? We want detect secrets, right? We want detect secrets, right? We want detect secrets 100%.
Of course.
Oh my god, is he gonna give us them all? Oh my god. No way.
You have particular tastes. That is not a spell you are even able to cast. Not without great unreliability.
So is that a no?
Of course not. Enjoy!
He hands you the tingling paper with a casual nod and the intense power rushing through your arm as you grab it. It will tear a hole into you. Grasp it with your life.
Considering the state of the world, it would not have the intended effect even if you did know how to cast it, so it's useless to me anyhow, but I suggest studying it.
What about knock?
Who's there? Sorry, I'm just kidding. A very silly towel and cattle joke. I'm sure you wouldn't get it. But no, sadly, I do not appear to have that spell. I wish you luck in finding it somewhere else.
What about charm person?
Sure.
What about protection from evil and good?
It is indeed. Sadly, I do not have any divine spell scrolls, so that is a no, I'm afraid.
What about Aura Vitality?
That is an oldie. I never was too good at it myself, but it saved my life a number of times.
Anything else? The snailman stares at you for a few seconds.
No, you seem to have thought of all I am able to hand you except...
Isk shrugs while slowly retracting his entire head, slowly. We're gonna just watch. Soon the snail is no more, and you are standing in front of a shell. Well, that's convenient. Then, as slowly as he retracted, he begins to leave the shell.
I went over the esoteric attunements from your mind, cleric. It appears the only spell scroll you do not actively think about here, that you also do not already have memorized, would be this.
He hands you a spell scroll for wish. Shut up, dude.
I'm sorry, what? That's not like the wish, is it?
That is wish. However, you cannot memorize it at your current level of attunement. Attempting to cast it directly would also take, even at your level of talent, weeks, maybe months.
And even if I did cast it,
Wish is one of the few non-epic tier spells that can wildly shape reality. It is arguably the most powerful spell and versatile in all 9th level spells. It is so powerful, in fact, that it can easily cripple anyone who does manage to cast it. The only true, safe usage of Wish is to use its power to ask for the casting of another spell, 8th level or lower. You could also ask for a weaker effect, which have proven to be safe at times, but if you word your wish poorly and the effect is broader than you intended, then you are, as they say, screwed.
that is awesome. The snailman lets out a blubbering laugh.
I received that spell scroll from a djinn I fought alongside during the war. It was a reminder to stay humble. For those who use it for personal gain, use it as a shortcut to greatness, they always end up in ashes. I did not always listen to such ideals, but when it comes to that spell, I have respect for it. One of my teachers, the great Rita Eos, used its power to shatter the hearts and souls of 100 ice devils. In the process, her entire being turned into a permanent esoteric pocket. I am giving this spell scroll not to use, cleric, but as a reminder of your mortality.
Oh my god, mortality is not where I end is crazy. And then I thank you for this, Isk. Both of those are so strong, but I have to go with mortality is not where I end. He makes a peculiar mouth movement.
That's a grin. I like your fire. It burns bright. Anything else?
I'm good, dude. That's crazy. What spell levels can you cast?
9th by regular limits. I had the ability to wield a 10th level spell at one point, although it was of course a weak 10th level spell. I called it Isk-Urum's Epic Traversal. It basically targeted a road up to 100 miles of it, repairing any cracks, making the journey smooth and wonderful, and generally increasing your movement speed up by double.
Useful, but not more than that.
Useful, yes. As you could imagine, we kept them to the more grounded magics for anything above 9th. The actual world-changing spells would simply get you popped out of existence. Yes, I named it Esoteric Events. They apparently began during the Gate War, but grew worse during my lifetime. Irresponsible usage of magic could easily cause them to appear. Some called it wild magic. Some called it yours curse.
Your name stuck, so we'll call it that.
Oh, do you now? I suppose the tongue spell translated properly then.
Can you teach me your 10th level spell?
No. I'm afraid those epic tier spells are not the stuff you can share. At least, I do not know how.
What 9th level can you cast?
Nothing, currently. When I was cast into stasis, Gurema made sure to place an ebbing seal on me. That is a curse, essentially. Makes me unable to cast anything above, in this case, 3rd level. So currently, I'm not so powerful at all, but do not fret. It will fade in time. Hopefully, as the ley lines grow stronger all around this ebb.
Man, that's crazy. I am going to ask him what he will do now. And then I'm going to ask him how to enter the pillar.
I will build a base, a lab, somewhere in this city of yours, built upon our ruins. Any tips on who I should talk to?
Oh, man. There's a ton, really. I'm going to think of all of them and let him decide.
Oh, yes, I see. This will help a lot. Thank you, cleric. Once I've established a foothold in this new era, I will return to my research, figure out how the strings have changed over the millennia, relearn my mastery of chords, and collect the resources needed. Then, of course,
He looks upwards.
I will bind her fragments to this material world. I will turn her to flesh, bring life into her once again. My dear, sweet Tut Irma will be given her life once more. Then, if she will have me, I will build a life for us here. A life of peace. True, fair peace. Wish me luck.
Good luck. He nods. Do you know how to enter the pillar?
Oh, you wish to enter a closed gate? That is bold.
I need to follow a rogue spellcaster inside. A suspected rogue spellcaster. The snail stares at you.
I heard nothing. But if you need to enter a closed gate, that is no small feat, of course.
But it's possible?
Very much so. What lies beyond is not so much a mystery as it is a question of shape, tunnels, paths, cracks in the veil around yours realm. To enter is as simple as either having a key, a blessed passing, or forcing your way with a powerful spell, gate, astral projection, wish. They can all break through. Of course, with the current state of things here in your time, it is clear all such methods would be difficult. Very difficult. You require assistance from creatures who have studied or understand its current shape.
Do you have any in mind? He lowers his head.
Tut was a genius on a planar travel. She could have helped you.
You've made him sad again.
Sorry. He glares at you with one eye as the other falls upon his staff.
You have made a great friend in me, cleric. That will be rewarded.
Whoa, he gives us his staff? What the fuck? No, bro. No, bro. It's yours.
You hold it out, feeling the power surge through the rough wood.
I call it Maravesh. You may call it Staff of Tool and Cattle, as a remembrance of my fallen people. It will be returned to me once you are finished with all of this.
Okay. Wow. The crystal at the top lights up as he speaks. It is now attuned to you.
If you wield it while dealing with this gate, it will grant you assistance, information, attunement, so on. My dear wife's research can be found within its core. It will help you, I'm sure.
Thank you. And Tut.
As for who you should speak with, I have no idea. But unless you want to write a contract with some powerful devil or serve a far realm monster, you might not have too many good options. The only creature I knew beyond my people who understood the mechanics of the gate was the gate guardian herself. But she was ancient by the time I reached adulthood, so I would not count on her being still around.
You mean the Sphinx?
Excuse me?
Ulysses, the Sphinx.
She's still around.
Yes. The snail leans back, still reeling over this information. You just keep shocking this poor man.
I'll have to visit. Is she still in the lair?
It's a tavern now called the Drunk Sphinx.
This is a strange era you've built for yourselves. I cannot say I dislike it. In that case, I highly recommend you go speak with Ulysses. Unless you've made a fool of yourself, she may be inclined to help getting you into the gate.
And I'm gonna flash back to when we spoke.
Oh, you're. I'm sure with Maravesh it will be fine. And if not, then maybe there's some other dark and oppressive magical creature you can persuade.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Grand.
I'll see you around, Isk. God damn, dude. That was crazy. I'm so glad we did that. What the hell? Holy crap. Best game ever. I've saved it, and I'm going to leave it right here. Holy cow. We're going to immediately take the staff back Wait, hold on. Does the staff have an emerald in it? It does not, but we can potentially still take it to her and see if that's good enough. We should release more stuff from seals. I don't know, man. That was crazy. I loved all of that. And also, it's very clear that whoever made this game has been like soaking in the same like weird world research that I've been and folklore that I've been soaking myself into. So that whole talk on magic and, you know, the way that the strings are and the way that the ebb and the flow. My God, it was fucking great, man. I love this game. This is fantastic. Holy crap. Holy crap. Not only that, but we also pulled from the deck of many things, guys. Like, what a day. We had no combat today, but man, did a bunch of shit happen. That was something else. Holy. Holy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and raid on over into another stream here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. That was so fun. Although we streamed a little late, so I got to get up and I got to go stretch. Oh man, that was awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. Wow, what a game. What a game.
There's only one true monolith. No need to say, we all know who it is. Just take it, yeah, take it, please take it. Just take it from me, we ain't got nothing. When we're standing next to Baby, she's a universe in a person, joyful yet so profound. And when it comes to telling stories we adore, I think PB takes the crown.